Audio is live.
Hello to anyone that's there.
Which is Bio, at least, probably.
Yeah, I think
But Bio is always present.
I think Mar had said that they didn't think they'd be able to make it to stream this week, so...
Bio is omnipresent. Bio is always there. Even when Bio says nothing, Bio is there. I've proven this.
Oh.
Speaking of Bio.
Yep. That is exactly who just made my phone buzz, yes.
See, I knew this was gonna be... Right, you know what? Listen. I'm gonna not try to read that on the computer. It seems like a bad idea.
If Bio sent it to me, I could pull it up on my tablet, but...
It's not worth trying to read it on the computer against, like, the green in there makes it fucking hard. Although it was easier on that monitor than it is on the laptop, that's for sure.
I was about to say, it didn't exactly look unfriendly to read to me.
It's just easier against black. I'm gonna point out the game is way louder. I figured I was about to ask, actually. Oops, that's not the right button. Hold on. Config. I'm gonna pull the audio down to like...
Oh, we deafened fire. Whoops.
So I put the audio down to 65%. Is that better? Do I need to make it less still? Like it's at like almost half.
Bio, did that fix it? Is it still like prohibitively loud? Fire
Okay.
says it's okay
It's
now.
okay now. Awesome.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, I'll be honest, I knew it was gonna be loud because I could see the difference.
I would still set it down
a little
more.
bit more. Okay, I can do that. If I can click into the correct menu and not hit graphics. Let's drop it to like 45. Maybe 50. I'm gonna put it at 50, and if 50 is still too loud, we'll drop it. But we're not gonna know for a while because that audio doesn't play all the time. So, fun times.
We'll figure it out.
Yes.
Trial and error. New stream.
Trial and error. Where's the button? Hold on. I'm just gonna, we got to do the recap, and I don't have Mass Effect to put the recap over. So, if I can remember where the fuck my button is for it,
I can't help you.
I can't help me either. I think it's this one. This one? It's that one. Aha! Bringing back the classroom for the... I mean, it's not exactly the memes, but, fuck it, whatever. So, last time, just to cap off Mass Effect real quick. By real quick, I mean, in typical recap fashion. Bio ends up having to write the entirety of the recap in post because the stream started right as his dinner was ready, so have fun with that. Unu spend around 40 minutes on the Vermeer recap because of course it was going to be that long, while Bio and Fire discuss how ridiculously unspellable most terms relating to hollows tend to be. With Aoko's lighthouse not yet having manifested into existence, Shepard heads over to talk with Garrus, who ends up thanking her for making a vacancy at the cargo bay workbench so he can finally calibrate his rifles. With Garrus not wanting to talk about the dead elephant in the room, Shepard then heads over to talk to Rex, who apologizes for how heated he got about things back on Vermeer, but otherwise also opts to not mention the dead elephant in the room. Can't say I'm surprised that specifically Rex and Garrus don't want to talk about the metaphorical dead weight turned literal dead weight, considering how often said dead weight loudly mentioned that their non-human selves shouldn't be on the ship. After Shepard and Rex bond a bit over further promises to murder the fuck out of Saren, Shepard heads off to see what Tali has to say about the shit on Vermeer, only for Tali to not have much to say, since she already made her complaints with the mission well known as it was happening. Game is actually still pretty loud. Alright. Down more. Try like 40%. Just gonna... We'll just keep playing with it until we get there. With yet another crew member now on the list of people who don't want to talk about the pile of irradiated dust formerly named Ashley Williams, Shepard then decides to head up to the medbay to see if Liara has slept off her data feedback hangover yet. Thankfully, Liara's head doesn't feel like it's going to explode anymore thanks to Dr. Chakwas, the true unsung hero of this series for literally keeping everyone in one piece. Though it seems that something still didn't quite right with it when she goes on to admit that she actually feels kind of sorry for Saren. Liara, I feel like I have to ask you this with rapidly increasing frequency lately, but why? To be quite honest, Commander, while it's true that I spent much of our encounter with Saren on Vermeer unconscious, from what Tali has informed me of after the fact regarding what happened, what you apparently did to Saren using your unique stasis abilities sounded incredibly embarrassing for him to live through. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. With Liara also not wanting to talk about the racist asshole who constantly mocked her at every opportunity, and also once again having nothing new to offer regarding the identity of her dad, Shepard leaves the medbay to go see how Karth's survivor guilt Alenko is holding up. Spoilers, not well. After spending a couple minutes in awe over Karth warping several feet over to get a closer look at the sports game displayed on his console monitor, Shepard finally remembers that she came over to talk to him. As noted, everything had to be done in post, and since I was having trouble getting in the right mindset, everything up to just before sitting down at Anderson's table was written early, late Saturday morning, and everything else was written this morning.
The game really doesn't like not being louder than you.
My god, okay. We're just dropping another 10 points. Down to 30%. Down to 30%, it's fine. Karth, poor misguided optimist that he is, actually believes that the Council is going to listen to them for once now that they have hard evidence about Saren's incoming attack and the Reaper he's working with, which naturally causes Shepard to fight back the bile in her throat to gently let him down over the fact that they almost assuredly won't. The two then awkwardly flirt with each other for a while until Shepard remembers that she's contractually obligated to ask Karth how he feels about Ashley being dead, since he's literally the only person on the ship who actually gave a damn about her. Karth says that he's dealing with it, which almost universally means the person in question is not, in fact, dealing with it. And that he can at least take solace in the fact that Ashley's death will at least help give the other races a reason to rally around us in the hard days to come. This poor misguided fool. So, Karth, what do you think about the race of galaxy-ending robot shrimp? To be honest, Commander, I have no clue in hell what to think. Those things are so ancient, so intelligent, we're practically just ants to them. Ah, come on, Karth. They might think we're ants, but humans have never been able to exterminate ants, so it'll be fine. The humans in question here apparently being a race of ancient civilization-destroying machines aside, we might not have been able to exterminate ants, but we still kill them by the trillions every year. So I'm not sure that's the best analogy to make here, Commander. Ah, shit. With the crew now exhausted of post-mission dialogue, Shepard decided it'd be good time to swing around to the Citadel to drop off Kirahi's group and do a bit of shopping before Joker gives her the bad news that Udina has ordered them to report to the Citadel as soon as they set down, so they can talk about how to finally stop Saren. Surprising no one, the Council's foolproof plan to stop Saren, trademark, basically amounts to setting down a very easy-to-avoid spike strip in the way of his space armada because these stupid bastards still aren't taking the galaxy-ending threat seriously in the slightest. Yep. Shepard is rather understandably quick to call the morons out for the fact that their stupidity is going to get themselves and the entire ticking galaxy killed, because they don't want to risk sending anyone to Saren's base on Ilos despite a potential war with the Bartarians definitely being better than the alternative of guaranteed annihilation on a galactic scale. Faced with such sound facts and logic, Udina chooses to do the not at all illogically moronic and definitely not completely infuriating move of benching Shepard and impounding the Normandy so she and her crew can't go solve the damn problem. Udina's display of sheer assholery ends up being so enraging to witness that it even managed to piss Karth off enough to interrupt the proceeding to curse the bastard out, to which Udina responds simply with an undeservedly smug, "It's just politics," before walking off to have our ship towed to the impound lot.
Well, you know what? It was just politics when we let the Council fucking burn.
With Udina's very blatant and incredibly brain-dead power grab having just screwed over every civilization in the galaxy, Shepard mutters a few death threats under her breath as Karth does his best to drag her back to the Normandy before she ends up stress-testing her Spectre immunity just a bit too hard on the dumb bastard, and likely the Council themselves at this point. As the now pissed out of her mind Shepard angrily works on tossing all the shit in Ashley's old locker into the trash, a worried Karth comes over to try and defuse the situation because he'd personally prefer the girl he likes to not get thrown in prison for hiding a pipe bomb somewhere in Udina's office. Karth then slips up and almost uses the L word when talking about how he feels about Shepard, which nearly leads to the two having a heated moment with one another before Joker decides that he felt like specifically pissing off Willow today.
Screw you, Joker.
When he ends up ruining the two's moment by calling in over the intercom to say that Anderson wanted to meet with Shepard over at Flux. This display of, in all likelihood, entirely deliberate to mess with Shepard, perfectly horrible timing, of course, immediately sends Willow into a deep blood rage that causes her to forget all words that aren't some manner of death curse being uttered at the top of her lungs in Joker's direction, while he's likely busy at laughing his ass off over in his pilot seat over the sight of her hair catching on fire in sheer anger. With her day now even more ruined than it already was, an impossible feat, I know, an unbelievably pissed Shepard storms off to Flux to see what the hell Anderson wants, while a very worried Liara and Tali decide to tag along with her to keep her from setting the entire Citadel on fire. In a desperate attempt to calm Shepard down, Liara and Tali both try to direct her towards the local war crimes vendor to distract her with anger shopping, which ends up working out better than they could have ever expected when Shepard discovers that for reasons literally no one can understand, she has now been authorized to have access to the strongest war crime guns in existence. Why they did this after she made open death threats against an ambassador in the middle of a council meeting is beyond me. Having traded in her trusty Super Glock for an even stronger Hyper Glock and emptying out several dozen rounds into the walls of a crowded public area to test it out, and now overjoyed Shepard begins to skip her way around to the different merchants as she thinks about all the horrific ways she could end Udina's life with her shiny new toy. Hello, my name is Byla Shepard, and View Items is my favorite store on the Citadel. Not finding anything else worth buying from any of the other local vendors, and now once again disgruntled Shepard decides to relieve some stress by chucking a Molotov into a nearby taxi to start a riot. After justifying the tax dollars being spent on the Citadel Fire Suppression Unit, Shepard finally begins to make her way towards Flux, only to end up getting interrupted by an Alliance negotiator who asks her to use her Spectre immunity to go buy him some more drugs that he's very definitely not addicted to, so his brain will work fast enough to broker a trade deal with the Solarians. Inquiring about why he can't just leave his vastly more capable assistant in charge of negotiating with the Solarians instead of snorting a line of Ritalin so he can do it himself, Mr. Coke Fiend responds that his assistant isn't a racist ass and therefore it's entirely necessary for Shepard to fuel this man's drug addiction because, quote, no race will respect us unless I go out of my way to make the Solarians agree to the worst deal imaginable, end quote. Showing that even she has standards for the kinds of illegal shit she'll do, Shepard tells the obvious drug addict that she isn't going to fuel his obvious drug addiction and verbally smacks sense into him until he finally agrees to seek help for his obvious addiction. Now slightly confused over the fact that convincing a drug addict to seek help got her Satan points for some reason. Surprisingly, telling people to not do drugs is actually one of Satan's favorite things, apparently. Shepard finally makes her way over to Flux and takes a seat at Anderson's table after making sure to wildly wave her pistol around in the crowded bar to let everyone know she's here on top secret Spectre business. Sitting down at the table, Shepard immediately begins to vent her frustration over Udina's bullshit before angrily asking Anderson what it was that he felt was so important to tell her that it had to interrupt her alone time with Karth. Anderson, Liara, and Tali all then immediately share a glance of understanding as it finally dawned on them why Shepard had been especially pissed today. In an attempt to sidestep potentially getting decked with the backside of an angry hyperglock, Anderson quickly agrees with Shepard that Udina is a right bastard before going on to say that she and her crew shouldn't give up on going to Ilos just yet because Anderson has a plan to get around the bureaucratic bullshit they've been saddled with. With her curiosity now piqued at the prospect of properly breaking the law for once, Shepard asks what Anderson's plan is, as he then goes on to explain that he's going to sneak over to a terminal in the Citadel's control tower to unshackle the Normandy so Shepard and her crew can get the hell out of here in time to stop Saren. Once Liara rather helpfully points out that the control tower is rather obviously full of armed guards that are trained to shoot on sight, Shepard realizes going there would probably be a bad idea and asks Anderson if he has a less suicidal plan in mind. Now presented with the option to have Anderson either sneak his way past armed guards to unlock the Normandy from the control tower, or to have Anderson just casually walk into the same room he always hangs out in anyways to use Udina's computer when he isn't looking, Willow, for some reason, nearly has a panic attack over trying to figure out which option won't get Anderson shot, before eventually selecting the choice that wasn't specifically mentioned to involve sneaking past armed guards. much to Anderson's immediate relief. Oh, thank God you're just sending me to Dina's office. I was getting worried there for a second. Wait, what was so wrong with the first option anyway? I just went with the second one because I thought it would piss Udina off more. Do you really need me to explain that not everyone is some kind of super biotic who happens to be immune to bullets, Shepard? You know, I can't help but feel like I've been hearing people say that to me increasingly more often lately. Probably just my imagination, though. Yes, must be our imagination, Shepard.
In my defense, I was still seeing red from being cock-blocked by Joker, so my brain wasn't exactly working at the time.
With the plan to get around Udina's nonsense now set, Shepard and the crew make their way back to the Normandy to tell Joker what's up, while Anderson gets ready to set things into motion. Anderson has more health than Rex? The fuck? Alright, sure, why not? With the crew now having arrived at the Normandy, the game cuts away to what is the single best scene in the entire game, as a very pissed off Anderson angrily walks up to a very confused Udina in his office and proceeds to instantly knock him the fuck out with a single well-deserved punch straight to his dumbass face, so he can then reach over his unconscious body to unlock the Normandy from the docking platform. Anderson is the best space dad, and there will be no arguments otherwise. With the crew having now warped away into slip space after their very illegal theft of the Normandy, and Willow having thrown some completely unwarranted suspicion of potential betrayal at Joker because she was probably still mad from earlier, the crew settle in for what will likely be their final galaxy-saving mission before being sent away to forever jail. Without much else to do in the meantime, during the trip to the nearest mass relay, Shepard decides to head down to the ship's vendor to check his stock one last time, only to be surprised to find that the C-Sec requisitions officer there actually forwarded them an entire shipment of the highest quality war crime guns as a gift, after he caught wind of the plan to beat the shit out of Udina. I'm really going to miss that C-Sec vendor. He always knew exactly what we were about. With the Normandy now barreling towards what will likely be the last mission its crew will live to see, if not for the power of the sequel, that is, Karth approaches Shepard in her personal cabin to have a friendly chat about how screwed they'll be if they manage to live through saving the galaxy, only for Shepard to reply that she'd rather just get to that part now if he wouldn't mind. With Willow's long-term goal of getting Karth the Bone Bastila now finally completed, Ina would have made the joke anyways if I didn't, so I'm not sorry. Joker is at least kind enough to wait until after Shepard is finished getting dressed to inform her that they've now reached the Mu relay to make the leap to Ilos. The Normandy, thankfully, doesn't up immediately getting exploded, getting exploded by the local Batarians thanks to its cloaking field once it exits slip space next to Ilos. But even without getting shot at, the crew does still end up receiving some bad news anyways once Joker mentions that the nearest landing zone he can manage would put them several kilometers from Saren's location by foot. With everyone struggling to come up with a backup plan that would get them close enough to make it to Saren in time, a horrific thought suddenly crosses Shepard's mind when she notices Liara's eyes suddenly light up with glee right before she then uttered the phrase, "Joker, drop us off next to Saren in the Mako," mere moments before Shepard could stop her. With the forbidden phrase having now been spoken into reality, everyone else begins to list off every potential reason why hot-dropping the Mako here wouldn't work, only for them all to recoil in horror when Joker affirms that he's such a damn good pilot he'd be able to pull off the 1-in-a-million Mako drop needed to make the mission possible. With her fate now sealed, Shepard solemnly says goodbye to Karth as she shambles off to inform Tali of the nightmare they're about to live through, while Liara can be heard loudly chanting, "Mako! Mako! Mako!" to herself in the background all the while. With everyone now unfortunately strapped into the death coffin they're about to be launched in, Joker proceeds to fly in dangerously close to the planet's surface for the express purpose of scaring the absolute shit out of Saren by dropping the Mako literally 20 feet away from the guy. With the scared shitless Saren having now fled into a nearby bunker to search for the conduit, and at this point a new change of pants, the squad all hop back into the Mako only to immediately bail out again when Liara attempts to do a 29-point boost turn on a skateboard half-pipe to face the Mako in the opposite direction of where it landed. With the Mako now abandoned for the sake of the squad's continued safety, Shepard begins to lead the march into the Prothean ruins, making up Saren's final stronghold, only for them to immediately be met by a pair of Geth armatures right at the front door. with the armature duo quickly destroyed with minimal effort because Shepard has long since stopped giving enough of a fuck to pretend these things are difficult for her. The squad continue moving further into the ruins, only to end up feeling slightly confused at how Saren is apparently so short-staffed despite his infinite army of murder robots, that the best he could manage to send after them here was a small handful of low-level Geth jobbers. In an attempt to figure out where the hell she's meant to even go here, Shepard ends up getting ambushed by a lone Geth trooper atop a set of stairs and begins turning around to unload her hyperglock on it, only to suddenly find the poor Geth rocketing its way across her peripheral vision to the other end of the room because Tali figured she may as well test her new shotgun out on something while she had the chance. Uncle Rex would be so proud. Having now laughed her ass off hard enough to have actually ended up giving Tali permission to continue using her shotgun, Shepard finds herself once again getting lost wandering around the ruins until she eventually gets distracted by looting a new set of Colossus armor that she thinks would be a nice gift for Karth later. Or at least she did until she remembered that it was physically too heavy for her squishy Jedi boyfriend to actually wear. With Shepard's mood now soured by the knowledge that she'll need to think of a different gift for Karth, she effortlessly guns down another platoon of Geth reinforcements without really noticing that they were there, and ends up finding her way into a decrepit old elevator leading further into the ruins. Checking the map that she somehow had of this area to see where the hell the elevator just took them, Shepard can't help but laugh to herself as she sees a suspiciously large room just ahead of her squad is clearly labeled as Armature Bay, and what has to be Saren's worst attempt at an ambush yet. Once the squad quickly dispatched the nearby unit of Geth commandos that were alerted by Shepard's laughter, Tali gets to have the time of her life as she runs around hacking all the Geth armature repair stations to prevent any of the things from waking up. Once Tali finishes having her fun with murdering all the armatures in the sleep, the squad are set to resume chasing after Saren once again before Shepard ends up getting distracted by a nearby security console. As Tali and Liara argue among themselves over how they're wasting time here checking this random console, Shepard ends up turning the thing on by accident and causes it to begin playing a garbled warning message dating back to the fall of the Prothean Empire. Unsurprisingly, the hologram part of the message is glitched to hell as well, for reasons that I assume probably amount to the devs just not having fully worked out how Protheans were meant to look yet. Tali and Liara both express confusion over the garbled Prothean gibberish they are hearing, only for Shepard to say it just sounds like garbled English to her because those Prothean bacons in the cipher installed a custom Prothean language pack for her Duolingo app. The garbled message then continues by mentioning some barely intelligible nonsense about how there be Reapers here, shit now thoroughly fucked, or the Citadel is our only hope, or something even more vague about the conduit that Saren was here for. With that useless message certainly not getting them anywhere, the squad continues to search the ruins until, much to most of their horror, they eventually end up circling back around to the Mako again, with a now open bunker door in front of it, which immediately prompts Liara to suggest they all climb in so they can drive it into said bunker. With Shepard and Tali unfortunately not being able to think of any logical excuse for not using the tank to reach their time-sensitive destination faster than they would on foot, everyone hops into the Hexbug again as Liara begins fangirling about all the Prothean stuff she's seen today. This fangirling continues until Tali helpfully reminds Liara that they are here to save the galaxy and not a sightseeing trip, only for the ensuing awkward silence to eventually become so unbearable that Tali ends up prompting Liara to continue her impassioned ramblings anyways, because it was better than the alternative. Liara's history dissertation regarding the empty Prothean cryopods lining the walls of the bunker are quickly cut short, however, when some Geth rocket troopers from a couple hundred feet up the hallway decide to try sniping at the approaching Hexbug like a couple of jackasses. They didn't live to regret their poor decision-making skills. With Liara now too sad over this interruption to continue her lecture on Prothean popsicles, the squad drive on in silence for a while until the Mako ends up running face first into a force shield that immediately sends it rocketing 70 feet straight upwards as if the damn thing was made out of fucking flubber or some shit. Now in complete disbelief over what the actual fuck just happened to them, the squad sit in silence for a moment before someone elects to try touching the force field again to test it out, only for the Mako to end up getting launched into a ground-level 360-degree front flip that spins it so fast that it actually lands back on its wheels again in less than a second. I will come back to this later. With Tali now trying her best to not throw up her entire stomach, Shepard forcibly removes Liara from the driver's seat and fires around to the Mako's giant fucking cannon to the force field out of intense desire for it to cease existing. With the big fucking cannon unfortunately not being a viable solution to the problem at hand, Shepard and Liara hop out of the Mako to go prod at the force field with their bare hands, which surprisingly doesn't fling them away at Mach 1. Because Tali needed some time to herself to clean up before they could move on. With Tali's situation eventually taken care of, the others hop back into the Mako after not having found any way to shut the force field down, as Shepard begins driving them back the way they came after noticing some new red dots on the radar. With no clear idea of what path they have to take to reach the conduit, since our radar's quest marker doesn't seem to be working. I will come back to this later. The squad begin to drive the Mako around the ancient aqueducts of the ruins in an attempt to find a way forwards. After spending a good several minutes or so cruising through the aqueducts, blowing up some squads of Geth while searching for where to, the squad noticed that what seems to be a beacon of light coming from over the next bend. Upon cresting the hill of the final aqueduct, the squad finally get a clear view of the conduit and begin to remark about the large amount of Geth colossi in their way before they end up getting interrupted by a cutscene. The cutscene in question ends up showing us a view of a different location entirely, as a giant armada of Geth warships come out of slipspace alongside Sovereign, as the camera pans over to show they were actually warping in to invade the Citadel, just like Shepard said they would. As a wise man once said, the bastards wouldn't believe us about the Reapers even if Sovereign was parked on the roof of the Citadel. Realizing that they don't have much time before the conduit closes, Shepard decides to bet on a hunch. I will come back to this later, and hands the Mako controls over to Liara so she can gun it straight through the Geth army to make it to the conduit before it shuts down. Upon successfully reaching their destination just in the nick of time, Liara opts to ramp the Mako directly into the active relay to slingshot everyone to the Citadel as quickly as possible. The scene then cuts to a lone Geth trooper on the Citadel patrolling the now on-fire Presidium, as he's suddenly killed in the most brutal way possible by catching an errant Mako-shaped railgun slug to the face. The now very shaken squad then manage to crawl their way out of the remains of the now ruined Mako as they quickly make their way over to a nearby elevator as they hurry to reach Citadel Tower to stop Saren.
R.I.P. Hexbug.
Yeah, rip Hexbug. Everyone else might have gotten sick to their stomachs just thinking about you, but at least Liara will miss you. Soon after hopping into the elevator, however, the game once again cuts away from the squad to show Saren rapidly making his way up to the council chambers to pull a special control terminal that he uses to begin shutting the Citadel's arms, just as Sovereign flies in and begins plugging itself into the top of the Citadel Tower. I will come back to this later. With Saren now in full control of all systems on the Citadel, the squad finds themselves in a bit of a bind after the elevator they were in gets shut down, which forces them to have to walk up the tower sideways from the outside using the gravity-adjusting Mass Effect fields of their suits, or in simpler terms, motherfucking magnet boots! Now sprinting their way up several sideways corridors full of Krogan, which are of course dealt with embarrassingly easily thanks to Shepard's time god status, the squad eventually make their way into an open clearing where they're given the directive to turn on a series of defense turrets to blow up a Geth dropship hanging off the side of the tower. Shepard, of course, turns on only one of the defense turrets before immediately getting bored and figured it'd probably be quicker to just blow the fucking thing up with her hyperglock instead. It very probably wasn't faster, but it did somehow still work. Shepard then quickly snaps Liara and Tali out of the amazed stupor they were stuck in over the fact that this plan actually worked, and the three continue on their way up the Citadel Tower. Soon after this, Shepard decides that using cover would take too long to get past the next clearing, makes the entirely logical decision to use her super barrier to turn herself into cover for Liara and Tali instead, as the three then begin to sprint straight down the middle of an active war zone. With the small army of Geth in their way now dealt with, the squad's real enemy, otherwise known as Shepard's complete inability to know where she's going at any given time, finally rears its ugly head as they spend several minutes running up and down the area looking for the access hatch that Shepard had actually been standing on the whole time. Once Shepard's inability to map is defeated one final time, the squad are able to make their way into Citadel Tower and quickly shoot their way through the last of Saren's Geth as Shepard makes sure to cause as much property damage to the council chambers as possible. With Shepard now hot on his heels, Saren quickly shuts down the special control terminal he was using before doing an elegant swan dive into the garden below so that he can fly up on his dumb hoverboard a few seconds later to chuck a Molotov at Liara and Tali because the devs needed some kind of excuse for you to talk with Saren one-on-one here. Shepard, of course, uses this as a good excuse to gloat about the hundreds of Saren's Geth jobbers that she's killed on the way here, as Saren opts to not dignify said gloating with a response and goes on to say that it won't be long now until Sovereign gains full control of the Citadel and reopens its built-in mass relay to summon the rest of the Reapers into the galaxy. I will come back to this later. Saren then continues to try taunting Shepard, but only reveals just how much of an idiot she actually is by stating that in response to his growing doubts over whether he was really in control of his own actions, Sovereign elected to strengthen his resolve by granting him a series of implants that removed his doubts and helped him believe in Sovereign completely. Or in other words, you were indoctrinated, you stupid shit. Shepard, who, by contrast, isn't a dumb shit, immediately sees everything Saren just said as what it actually was, and slowly ends up calling him out so hard for how much of a dumbass he is that she actually gets him to start fighting back against Sovereign's control for real. It's at this point that, after having spent most of the game being upset about not being able to select any of the cool options because she didn't have enough blue or red points to do so, Willow decides to cower it out at the last second and doesn't take one of the coolest red-blue prompts in the game, which also happened to be one of the single most Jedi tricks imaginable, of finally getting Saren to see how much of a dumbass he's been this whole time and literally talking him into just giving the fuck up on the bullshit he's been doing to instead Sudoku himself for you in spite of Sovereign. To skip past the entire first phase of the boss fight without you even having to do anything. Why, yes, I am still salty about it. Thanks for asking. Yeah,
I wanted the boss fight.
Baz was disappointed when he found out too. Despite all of Saren's talk about how the new implants he got from Sovereign made him into the hottest shit around, he still ends up dealt with just as easily as he was back on Vermeer, because the first phase of the fight, the final boss is literally just the same fight from Vermeer again. With the only problems that Shepard ran into during the fight having been with her just trying to figure out how the manual heat vent on her new hyperglock worked. With Saren having fallen from his goblin glider in a fit of embarrassment just to land spine first on a comically large shard of glass, Shepard makes a note to rip his head off later for Rex, as she then makes her way over to the control terminal Saren was using so that she can use the special data key she got from Vigil, which I will come back to this later, to temporarily take control of the Citadel away from Sovereign. Thinking that Tali's suggestion of opening the Citadel's arms back up to give the Alliance ships a clear shot at Sovereign sounds pretty sweet, Shepard opens up her comms channel to fill everyone in on the plan, only for her to end up presented with an interesting situation upon doing so when she hears that the Council's dreadnought is in trouble. Once the comms are clear again, Shepard immediately gets a call from Joker saying that he's waiting with the rest of the Alliance fleet, and that if Shepard switches the nearby mass relays back on, the fleet can warp in immediately to save the Council from dying, at the cost of losing many human lives in the process. Or they can wait a bit longer to have a better chance at killing Sovereign with far fewer casualties, at the cost of the Council dying. Not even pretending that this was any sort of moral dilemma, Shepard immediately says those dumb Council bastards can kindly fuck off from this mortal coil, albeit in words with just a tad more racist tone than anyone was expecting to be used, as Joker then warps in alongside Admiral Hackett's fleet to blast the ever-loving fuck out of Sovereign until the giant space shrimp is thoroughly fried to perfection. Having now enjoyed herself immensely over watching the Council blow the fuck up, it does kind of suck for the innocent crew of Asari that were piloting the ship, but what can you do? Shepard instructs Liara and Tali to hop down below to check Saren's bullet and glass-ridden body for any areas still intact enough to put more bullets through. Now those were some amazing fireworks. Alright, get down there and check the body, you two. Commander, I do not believe that to be necessary. And that would be because... Shepard, if you haven't noticed, Saren's body is now more perforated than a window screen, and that's not even mentioning the giant shard of glass going through his spine. Okay, I hear you, and you do raise some good points there. Counterpoint, though. The guy was given cybernetic implants by an ancient godlike super machine. Now get down there and check the body! Conceding that Shepard does actually have a point, Liara and Tali end up hopping down to check the very cadaverific Saren so Tali can make sure he's dead for real by putting a round from her own hyperglock through whatever is left of his brain. She'd have used her shotgun instead, but she knew how much having a head left over to mount on a wall meant to Rex. Surprising no one, literal seconds after Liara utters the words, "He's dead," Saren stops being that as whatever's left of him begins to writhe around in pure agony. Not long after this, Saren's flesh begins to melt off of the metal bones Sovereign gave him until eventually all that's left of the moron formerly known as Saren is a metal endoskeleton for Sovereign to puppet around in one final attempt to get rid of Shepard before he gets owned for good. In what I can only imagine is pure spite, Robo-Saren ends up functionally being an even worse Geth Stalker, which were already basically the most annoying thing to fight, as he begins hopping all over the walls and generally just being an annoying asshole to hit, while his main robo-shrimp body is busy blowing up dozens of Alliance ships with ease outside. But with that having been said, would you believe me if I told you that not even the final boss of the fucking video game was immune to stasis? With Sovereign now having learned the hard way why you do not fuck with a god of time, the sheer embarrassment he felt over having been done in the same way that Saren was ends up causing the shields protecting his main robo-shrimp body to fall for long enough to let the remainder of the Alliance fleet tear the angry crustacean right the fuck apart with the most Phantom Menace-ass blaster effects I've ever heard. Sovereign, however, just keeps demonstrating that he's the sorest loser this side of the galaxy when he ends up sending a bunch of his own debris directly into the Citadel Tower in one last-ditch attempt to crush Shepard and her crew to death. The scene then cuts to a now-in-uniform Anderson. I'd ask where he even changes into uniform when he was likely arrested for assaulting Udina and illegally releasing the Normandy, but the people at CSEC probably just bought him a damn drink for all that instead. As he helps to dig through the wreckage-filled remains of the council chambers in search of Shepard and her crew, only to find a seemingly sad-looking Liara and Tali on their own, as the two do their best to sell their roles while waiting for Shepard to run in like a hero a minute later, just like the three all agreed to do right before Anderson showed up. He obviously alive, but also injured to fuck on account of the car-sized piece of robot shrimp that landed on her. Shepard then hobbles her way over to the others as she thanks God for the fact that her super barrier was strong enough to keep all that debris from breaking every bone in her body. One very awkward loading screen cutaway later, and the game brings us to a scene of Anderson and Shepard heading over to meet with Udina in the Presidium, where Anderson gives everyone a much-needed dose of catharsis by calling Udina out for almost dooming the entire galaxy because of his stupidity, while also making it known that he A, isn't sorry for decking Udina in the face, and B, would absolutely do it again if necessary. Now actively trying to guard his teeth from getting punched again, Udina quickly shifts the conversation away from his own fuck-up to instead talk about how the fact that the need to replace the very dead council gives humanity a good opportunity to leverage the fact that the galaxy was just saved by a human to not only get humanity a spot on the council, but to let them be the head of the council at that. Can we put Anderson on the council instead of Udina? Willow, literally seconds before she's given the option to put Anderson on the council instead of Udina. And with Shepard having answered the question by shouting Anderson before Udina could even finish the question, because who in their right mind would ever even consider picking Udina? She then ends the game by walking off into the sunset to enjoy the many not at all horrific things awaiting her in the future. Whenever that ends up being, as Willow nearly has an aneurysm attempting to mentally list off every single Fire Emblem game in an effort to remember the name of that Fire Emblem game that even Bio was able to correctly guess in a couple of seconds just from her vague mumblings about not wanting anyone else to say the name first because of how embarrassing it would have been.
I got there eventually. It just took me a minute.
So, if we will indulge Bio, if we'll let Bio indulge himself for a minute, he wants to circle back around to the hunch he mentioned Shepard having earlier, now that the proper recap's done, because boy did he sure learn some fun stuff while writing the recap. So he said hunch that Shepard was working on for us here, otherwise known as a bunch of incredibly important information that's given to Shepard by a Prothean AI on Ilos named Vigil, includes the fact that the conduit is actually a Prothean-made mass relay that acts as a one-way back door into the Citadel via that mass relay-shaped statue in the Presidium that's actually just a real mass relay disguised in plain sight. This is how Saren got onto the Citadel from Ilos in the first place to shut down its defenses like he did, and is also why the squad even elected to drive into the conduit like they did in the first place. The fact that the reason Sovereign wanted to invade the Citadel to begin with was that the Citadel itself is actually a gigantic mass relay that leads into the dark areas of space that the rest of the Reapers are hiding in. This is why Sovereign hooked itself onto Citadel Tower after Saren closed the station's defensive arms, which were actually just part of it. It's made change into a mass relay this entire time. The fact that there is currently any sentient life left over after the previous Reaper invasion was because the last remaining Protheans were able to hack into the Keepers to make them shut down the Citadel's mass relay capabilities to force the Reapers to enter the Milky Way galaxy from dark space without the mass relays in the future, which is why Sovereign was the only Reaper around at the time. And probably most important of all, giving you the one-use only data key that Shepard used to temporarily gain full control of all the Citadel's systems so they could actually stop Sovereign from switching his mass relay function back on, which, just to be clear, is the actual reason why Shepard being locked down in the Citadel was a problem in the end, because if she didn't fuck off to Ilos to end up getting her hands on this thing, then Sovereign would have quite literally been completely unstoppable from the moment his invasion force entered the Citadel. Now, if literally none of that actually sounded even vaguely familiar to you, except for that last one, then you're totally right for thinking that. And the reason for why none of it sounds familiar to you, despite the fact that literally everything Vigil tells you is actually incredibly fucking important to have even the slightest clue of anything that's going on at the end of Mass Effect 1, and is actually quite simple. All of that incredibly important lore that we missed, up to and including Shepard being handed the literal key to saving the galaxy, we miss seeing literally all of it. And you want to know how that happened? Well, remember that part a while back where I mentioned that I'd come back later to talk about that force field that kept putting the Mako into space? You know, the one that the squad assumed must have been put up by Saren. That wasn't actually Saren who did that at all. That was actually Vigil, who set that up in an attempt to try directing you towards where he was located, so that he could actually tell you all these incredibly important things. And ordinarily it works just fine at doing that, because the second you get close enough to the barrier, the first barrier you see, another one will close shut behind you and give you no options whatsoever but to hop out of the Mako to go explore the only open door that's within the space that you get trapped in. And the force fields did both go off like they were intended to while you were in the spot the game wanted you to be in. So you'd think that, logically, we'd have therefore been forced to go into the room like the game wanted us to. But see, remember the specific instance of the force field making the Mako's physics flip out that I said I'd come back to? Well, as it turns out, that second time that the force field caused the Mako to flip out for a second, it really flipped it out. As in literally directly out of the force fields the game was using to keep you trapped in that spot. And since none of us either A, noticed that was a thing that even happened, or B, even knew about Vigil or the room he was in to begin with, we all thought it was just a harmless bit of wonky physics collisions and attempted to go on our way afterwards without paying it any mind.
Wait, is that why we were having barrier issues?
Which is why at this point, the way marker telling you where to go ended up breaking, because for the whole time that was spent driving through the aqueducts, it was still pointing back towards the Vigil room we both didn't know was there and couldn't even go to it if we tried at that point. But in what is likely the most unintentionally infuriating part of all of this, because of some superficial similarities it ended up having with a certain other game, since BioWare apparently just left the event trigger zone running at the end of the level for when you get close enough to the conduit, even without actually entering the Vigil room like you're usually forced to, by accidentally clipping out of the force field trap and then managing to blindly stumble your way into the trigger that turns on the end of Ilos' escape sequence, we somehow managed to completely skip the entirety of the things Vigil was supposed to tell us, only to have the game then pretend that we already knew all that shit and keep running with it, since that's just not supposed to be a thing you can do. All the way up to the point where it just straight up name checks Vigil, the character we literally never even met or heard any mention of whatsoever after the Saren Phase 1, where Shepard ends up pulling out the key to save the galaxy, which we literally were never even given to begin with, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. And ain't that some shit to end the game on? In the most fucking Three Houses Byleth ass way possible.
Well, I had been wondering why I was so confused the back half of last session. I just assumed it was more like of my blind rage at Joker causing me to forget plot points, but as it turns out, we just weren't told them. Okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you, Bio.
Yeah, it turns out the game's physics broke, and you know, we
didn't realize it and just kept going.
Yeah.
Sounds like us. I mean, we couldn't have done anything anyway other than reload. Presumably.
And God knows how long reloading would have put us back.
Right.
And also, nobody mentioned it. I forgot about the Virgil room. I did know about it because I've seen an entire playthrough of Mass Effect 1.
I had no idea because I was playing blind. Or more accurately, I was puppet mastering blind, technically. I literally never actually played the game.
Oh, we couldn't reload either because I saved immediately after the second barrier flip out.
See? Thank God we were still able to get off the planet.
What a sucked. Game's over, guys. We're soft locked.
What do you mean game's over? Well,
Well, you see,
we've somehow made this quest incompletable.
you know, this shit does happen. All right. So, with Mass Effect now well into... You know what? I'm going to not turn that off before I go off of that, before I go off of that window. I don't need it to appear that I was deleted out of existence. Alright, let's get some more resources going. In summary, we knew literally nothing about literally anything that happened at the end of the game, and it's still all the fault of Liara's terrible driving.
Fair. I was wondering Fire. I was wondering how you got through there so fast, to be honest. Yeah, as it turns out, we just skipped a bunch of it. It's fine.
Like, hey, here's a question. Is that a tactic that's known about in speedrunning? Did I just find, like, a new speedrun strat?
I imagine it has to be something the speedrunners know about. Presumably? I don't know.
Man, this intro cutscene is so blurry and low res.
Yeah, well.
Oh, they just skip Eyeless entirely? Yeah, I'd buy it. Let it be known, I will forever quote that fact from Fire. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if it turned out to be some problem resulting from the retuned Mako physics. Yeah, possibly.
Yay! Fire Emblem.
So just so you know, that's how the logo's supposed to look. And this super nice high-res one is not. I may have slightly modded the game with an HD texture pack.
Yeah,
That's literally
he modded the game.
That's literally the only thing I did to the game. It's just it's in HD now, so that it looks nice.
Even when Inu pulls a willow, he still doesn't pull a willow.
It's you, Emblem Fire.
Hey, me, Emblem.
Okay, sorry, I have to actually click into the game window or it doesn't recognize the controller. There is no Fire Emblem Path of Radiance file on memory card in slot A. Would I like to create a new one? Yes, please. Awesome. Thank you for creating that file in the memory card. That is definitely in slot A.
Ah, yes. Slot A.
Yes. New game. Okay, so. We need to have a talk about the difficulty in the Tellius games. Because...
Isn't easy normal, normal's hard?
Nope. Easy didn't exist. Easy is a difficulty that was added for the North American release of, or for the Western release, I should say, of Path of Radiance. This is not a real difficulty. This is the game babying you. Normal is normal. Difficult is hard. And Lunatic isn't here. The Westernization took the hardest difficulty and threw it away and said, no, we're going to put in an easy one instead. Now, the problem with this ends up being when you bring your save, if you try to bring your save from Path of Radiance into Radiant Dawn, because that's a thing you can do, it doesn't work if you try to import an easy save, because Radiant Dawn doesn't know what to do with easy on account of it's not a thing. And they didn't bother to code it into the North American release or the Western release. So, yeah. Anyway, I think normal, right?
Yeah, normal sounds correct. We don't want to make our lives miserable by going difficult and like we already know we're going to spend an obscene amount of time on this game and Radiant Dawn. So I don't think we need to make our lives any more miserable than they need to be.
That's some real mid-90s. You don't get the real ending of the game because you played on baby mode kind of shit. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, normal. Wrote save contents to GCI folder. Nice. Did that show up on stream? I don't know.
I don't know
My
why I
God,
wasn't
there is some
watching.
real bad screen tearing going on for us here. Also, those those interlace lines. My God.
Well, Ike, you had enough?
That's not Grail.
Yes, it is.
Either that or it's been a really long time since I've seen any of those.
That is
Visuals.
absolutely Grail. Hi, Mist.
I missed.
Oh, missed.
Oh, Mist. Lol, you suck. There he is, that guy who's fun to play as in Smash. Yeah, Grail. Oh, wait, no, you meant Ike. Sorry. Yeah, before anyone asks, no, this is not the game that has Roy in it. It is, however, the game that has Ike in it.
Pat. Hashtag dead mom. Nope, it's just missed. And she kind of walked away.
Forgot the officially chattest Fire Emblem man began his story eating shit super hard. He sure did.
By the way, like literally the first exposure they ever give you to Ike is him eating shit.
Yep, the first thing we ever see Ike do is eat dirt immediately.
I forgot how often Ike compares Mist to his mom.
Oh, you guys, it's a Fire Emblem.
No, that looks nothing like the Crest of Flames.
He got bumped lightly on the back with a stick and eats shit so hard he gets flashbacks.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I was just choking. on a
No,
kernel.
I was reading the screen.
Oh,
I wasn't concerned about you.
good. You shouldn't be. Yeah, I'll be fine. Dad just hit me in the back of the neck with a fucking wooden
Oh,
stick.
get over it, you big baby. Hi, Dad.
So, the sleeping prince awakens.
Father, I can't believe you.
This boy hasn't reached the point in life where he does all the drugs and starts one-handing a giant ass's Y-hander like it's a damn straight sword. Listen, we
You
are
have to work up to that.
We are dealing with Super Smash Brothers like Brawl Ranger Ike here, not, like Smash 4 and Ultimate Ike that they pulled in from fucking Radiant Dawn where he's Sir Buff McMahonroids.
I miss Sir Buff McMahonroids. I know those are practice swords, but they're still heavy. You have no right to be so rough on Ike.
This is too much for the boy. He'll never make it as a mercenary.
But
Mist, you don't have to worry. I told you, I'm fine. Just a little dazed. You better be. Now grab your sword and get ready.
what? Don't tell me you're going at it again. But
He hasn't yet learned his strat of saying fuck dodging, I'ma become a JoJo. Man legit becomes such a Chad, he forsakes ever dodging and instead just Chad aura so hard everything hits him half as hard, yeah. Just until I land a single blow. I'm not giving up until I can get one good hit in on Father. I like your resolve, Ike.
is it bad that I just read I like Ike?
I like Ike. I like Ike. But it takes more than a strong will to... Huh? Aha! I knew I'd find you here.
Hi, Boyd. What brings you here?
Nothing special. You said you were gonna get the boss, but you never came back. I got picked to check up on you.
Oh. Sorry, I caught up with Ike and my father.
Got caught up, even.
It's fine. I realized I missed the word.
That's nothing. Besides, I figured I'd get a good laugh watching Ike get worked over by the boss. You look fine. What happened? Nothing. Nothing at all. It's just-
Definitely didn't eat shit.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. Please ignore the dirt on my face. Grail's nose sure is there. Yeah, it sure is.
You just missed it. Just a minute ago, he was out cold.
Missed?
Sorry.
You came at just the right time, Boyd. You can be Ike's sparring partner. What? Me?
Grail does have quite the schnoz.
I'm beginning to think it would be better if he sparred with someone closer to his own skill level. I understand. Thanks for your help, Boyd. I don't know about this closer to his skill business, but I'm ready. All right, I'm ready for you. Let's go. Player face. As you play the game, tutorial windows like this one will appear from time to time.
They really feel the need to give us a tutorial window about tutorial windows.
Anna, your helpful hint girl, will explain and demonstrate any new features. Thank you, Lady Anna, for your assistance. Although this isn't Lady Anna, this is like, Path of Radiance Radiant. This is Tellius Anna. If you want to watch a tutorial again, simply choose Guide from the map menu. Use the tutorials. Yeah, sure. The first tutorial explains the basics of... Oh, yeah, there is a reason to... Actually, I think there's actually a good reason to skip the tutorial entirely. I can't remember whether it was skipping the tutorial or doing it, but, like, I feel like if you skip it, you just get an entire inventory full of iron swords. For some reason. The game's just like, have all of these iron swords! First tutorial explains the basics of how to move. Watch the movement range tutorial? Sure. Oh God.
Oh, God. That was a little janky. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about movement range now. Movement range, as you might have guessed, shows the maximum number of spaces a unit can move.
At least, oh boy, Anna's here to give us tips and tricks at a cost. At least an unvoiced Anna. Or at last an unvoiced Anna.
So, real talk, I didn't read the at last an unvoiced Anna, and I was really offended for a second. I did read the whole thing. Before you can move a unit, you'll need to know about the cursor. You can move the cursor with either that or that.
I think Ike just always has 4 stars at the start of US Emblem? Oh, maybe. God, the screen tearing is awful. I'm gonna have to turn on
To start
VSync
off,
at some
place the
point.
cursor on the unit that you want to move.
It's Allie! He's back!
Hey!
He's
Oh,
got
but-
a sword now,
I was
though.
about to say, but it's not Allie Lance.
No, this is like... This,
His cousin.
yeah, this is his cousin Allie's sword.
All right. Once the cursor is on the unit, press A. This will select the unit so that you'll be able to control him.
He uses them as training waste because this poor loser boy has to bulk the fuck up.
Voila! Can you guess what the different colors of the lit area mean?
Hold on. How big is this thing's movement range? Why does it have a movement range of 6? That's a promoted unit.
Well, clearly, Allie Lance's cousin, Allie Sword, is doing fairly well for himself.
Also, yeah, that isn't an ally. That's clearly just future Trunks.
All right. The blue area shows movement range, and the orange spaces show the maximum attack range. Movement ranges and attack ranges vary between units. Be sure to keep that in mind. I guess it's about time we actually moved somebody, isn't it? First, you need to choose a destination. If you you move the, what is that just called? The
Control stick.
control stick. An arrow will extend from the unit. The arrow marks the path the unit will take.
On like pretty much anything else, it would be the left stick. But on the GameCube specifically, it was the control stick.
Well, that's why I needed to be careful too. Like, I was kind of low-key looking over your shoulder. Where's that position of the controller?
Yeah, it's the left stick everywhere else. This is crit just him punching 18. Okay. Try not to be the least efficient movement possible there, Anna.
Move the arrow to the destination space and press A to send the unit to that space. All right, then. I'm going to give this unit his marching orders. When the unit's finished moving, a menu appears over to the right. Didn't it?
Trunks came back in time to stop baby Ike from eating shit. Unfortunately, though, Bulma got the date on the time machine wrong by 15 minutes.
This is the command menu, which displays unit commands. Commands are the orders you can issue to your units. No shit. I'm going to order the unit I just moved to wait. Use the control stick to select wait.
I didn't do that.
Then press A to confirm and end the unit's movement.
That was clearly B.
Shh. That wraps up the movement range tutorial.
Since most tiles only do things if you stop there. Yeah, true story. I would not like to see this again, thank you.
What, you don't want to have to make me read that all over again?
Who the fuck is Liara's dad? Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. Okay, but first, though, I need to fix some things. Like message speed, Max.
I do what? You mean me having to pause because words literally weren't there was a problem?
No, it was a problem for me. Game speed fast, thank you. Terrain, yeah, that's fine. Combat window is detailed, thank you. Help window is sure. Guide C-stick axis is fine. Screen is screen. Auto cursor is off. Auto turn ends is off, thank you. Message sounds are fine. Stereo output, okay, great. Thank you. That is much better. It means that if I now do this, aha, yes. So we only have trainer at the moment, and Boyd only has practice axe. Okay, so this is where, like, these games are my Fire Emblem bread and butter, right? So like, okay, Boyd is on speed 5. We are on speed 7, which means we should double him.
I was about to say, doesn't that mean we double? Because
I think it's a speed difference of 2 in the Tellius games. We have 5 strength, and he has 3 defense, so we should be hitting for
2.
Well, it's 11 attack against 2 defense, so we'll be hitting for 9. And he,
which is really 18 because
yes,
we should be doubling, which means there's literally no way.
Unless it's a difference of 4, it might be a difference of 4, but I feel like it's 2. And Boyd has 14 attack against our 5 defense, so he would hit us for 9. What's his actual chance to do that? Hit of 168, and we have an avoid of 25.
So decent.
So perfect. In fact,
actually, yeah.
he's guaranteed to hit us. We have a dodge of 6. So I wonder. Oh, maybe it might tell us. Hold on. Yeah. So these all do what you would think they would do. So avoid is opposite to hit. So, to determine your hit rate, you take your hit and you subtract out the enemy's avoid. Dodge and crit are opposed. So, like, if you have, like, 1,000,000 dodge and they have, like, 3 crit, they cannot crit you. We also have capacity. This is a cool thing that they have in the Tellius series. Where you can get, like, skill scrolls and give, like, different skills to people that wouldn't normally have them. So, like, you can give, like, Ike Adept or something. He is a Bjork type, which just means he's a person. Build of 9, which affects whether or not you can shove people. weapon level is weapon level.
Is it strength that determines what your capacity is for like rescuing people, or is that only Radiant on?
Don't remember. Biorhythm is a really irritating thing that the Tellius games have that everybody hates, but it's here, so deal with it. Basically, when their biorhythm is high, they do better, and when their biorhythm is low, they do worse, which is unfortunate. And then attributes play into the support systems. Earth is kind of the single most busted attribute in the entire game.
I will openly admit I don't fully remember how the attribute system works.
Earth is the only one I remember because having an A rank Earth support just gives you a straight 30% like increase to your
The
evasion.
thing is, I don't think the attributes mattered as much in Radiant Dawn.
Oh, they absolutely did. That's how you made Ike an absolute god like dodge tank. You just paired him up with Zahark and he was hilarious. It's weird that avoid and dodge aren't just the same thing as one another, since they basically mean the same thing. Yeah, but you know. Wish biorhythm was like morale or something. Doesn't give you shit tons of. Yeah, Earth is just busted, right? So Boyd's movement range is that. We cannot get up to him this turn because we are only a little 5 movement.
Bushes, bushes, bushes.
Little 5. Or no, we are in 6. Okay. There's just, going to the bushes does not help us. And also, we literally can't.
Rude.
My experience being an Earth attribute just leads to you getting nuked to shit by Japanese murder demons. Yeah, we are literally. That's why I always called Brawl Ike Ranger Ike. By the way, his class is literally Ranger, and Boyd is Fighter because he's not a Lord, so he gets a. Oh right, so Boyd has the Discipline skill for this mission, which means he will only hit us for 1. Discipline just says you only do 1 damage when you do damage. He doesn't have that forever. It's just for this.
It's a dumb ability. I mean, I understand why it's here in a tutorial fight, but still.
Hey, what's the holdup? Let's get started already. Dude, I'm coming. Wait right there.
You could have just attacked. Okay. It's time now for me to tell you how to engage an enemy in direct combat. As you can see, there are 2 units on the battlefield. A blue unit and a red unit.
By the way, it's very funny to me the menu character stat screen looks like they were basically lifted right out of the GBA games. I mean, they might have been.
The blue unit is the player-controlled allied unit, and the red unit is the computer-controlled enemy unit. Now I'll move the allied unit next to the enemy unit. Here goes. Look at the command menu. You'll see the attack command, right? Be warned, if you don't have a weapon you can attack with, the attack command will not appear. Once you've chosen to attack, you'll see a window with all of the unit's available weapons.
Why is Goku black wearing a red gi? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, hey Zed.
The display shows all the weapons this unit can use to attack.
Allie, why are you carrying an iron sword, a slim sword, and a steel sword, my dude?
That seems excessive for a tutorial.
Yeah, you missed Ike eating dirt immediately at the start of the game.
And the recap from last session. Use the movement stick to choose the weapon you want to use. The window below shows info on the weapon that you've highlighted. So choose a weapon and press A to equip it. and get ready to move into combat. Before engaging in combat, information on your unit and the enemy unit will be displayed. This is the display shown here on the left. It's called the Combat Information Window.
Like Gage shit so hard his life flashed before his eyes and he started seeing flashbacks because Grail literally pushed him over.
The information in the blue portion of this window refers to your unit.
Future Trunks really didn't want to take any chances with this sword snapping in half this time if he brought 3 of them.
The information in the red portion of this window refers to the enemy unit. Next, select your enemy. If there are multiple enemies within your attack range, use the cursor to pick one of them. In this case, there's only one enemy, so all you have to do is press A.
Really want to know his plan attacking 18 with a 1 durability remaining iron sword. Not even a killing edge or something. You missed a 9%.
And that's it for your lesson in direct combat. Would you like to see this again?
God, hurry up, will you? Or are you afraid of me?
You could have attacked me, you asshole.
Yeah. No, who's afraid of who here, Boyd? Okay, so 9 damage. This should be a double unless I'm forgetting about weight. Hold on. Weight of 3, strength of 5. No, we have enough strength to wield our weapon, so we're not getting a speed penalty because of that. So this
Shouldn't it show if we were going to double, though?
Not when you have details window turned on.
Oh, fair.
So he's gonna... He would hit us for 8, but will actually only hit us for 1.
You can do it! Boyd's got nothing. Take him out.
Nothing. I don't have nothing. Ow! Oh no, it can't reduce you below 1, that's what it is. And it's clearly at least a difference of 3. 2 is not enough for double. I'm not done yet. We're just getting started.
And yet, once again, you don't attack. Boyd.
And smack. And now Ike and Boyd repeatedly use tackle on each other until someone fell over as if they were a Squirtle and a Bulbasaur.
Pretty much.
That wasn't too bad.
Boyd, you're such a loser.
Hey, shut up! Good work, Boyd. That's enough. Oh, alright.
Time for me
See
to
ya.
knock my son on his ass again.
Your swordsmanship was decent enough, Ike. Don't forget how it felt. Won't always be this easy. Yeah, I know. Now that you're done warming up, it's time for you to face me again. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. But first, missed.
Right here. Here you go, Ike. It's a vulnerary.
Even Tellius weight is reduced by strength to a 1-to-1 scale. Ike is not missing a strength. That is incorrect. His weapon only weighs 3 and he has 5 strength. So he's not being slowed down. That is how it works in Tellius. Yes, you are correct, Zed. But Ike is not being slowed down by the weapon that weighs less than his strength.
Boyd, you're such a loser. Yeah, well, shut up. I did my best, damn it. Then why didn't you try to attack Ike? I'd recommend using it now before you fight Father. Last time he knocked you silly.
He's about to eat shit so hard he needs actual healing potions to recover. Yeah. So yeah, weight on the trainer is only 3, strength of 5. So we're not getting slowed down there. I think I just misremembered what the speed difference was.
I always thought it was 5.
I think it might actually be 4. I do remember I was thrown off in Engage because it wasn't what I expected it to be. Always take time to heal your wounds in a battle, even small ones. By the time you think you're in trouble, it's probably too late. Don't get into that situation. Also, I believe this is literally the only time we'll ever see Grail on the field. Here, I have this magic powder that instantly heals all your bones. How does that work? Nobody knows. Now get over there and get chucked to the ground by Father again. Yeah, Grail's just straight up not playable. It's great.
Let's talk items now. To begin with, I'm going to show you how to use a vulnerary to regain HP. First, I'll select the character with the cursor and press A. The movement range will appear, but for now, I'll just stay where I am and press A again. Now you see the command menu. From the command menu, I'll move the cursor to items and press A. The display shows all of the weapons and items that the unit is carrying. Now, I'll use the cursor to select a vulnerary. When I select the vulnerary with the cursor and press A, a menu showing what I can do with it will appear.
You can shove it up your ass.
This time, I'll select Use and press A. So that's how vulneraries can be used to restore HP. And it's why Allie had to eat shit in the last tutorial. That's it for how to select and use items. In this example, I stayed stationary and used an item, but the process for using one after you move is the same. If enemies are nearby, it may be a good idea to move to a safe place before using such an item.
He hits us for 6. No double. Let's take a minute to take a look at Grail. He is a hero, which means he can use swords and axes.
His stats are really pathetic for being level 10. Just saying.
Especially in a promoted class. But he does have an A in sword and an S in axe. And he counts as an armored unit? Is that right? Doesn't seem right.
But that is what they're showing him as.
And he's heaven attribute. Yeah, Grail is definitely holding back.
Stats are really pathetic considering his level in class. I guess that really puts into perspective just how much of a loser Ike is at the moment.
Alright, get ready, Ike. Here I come. Give it your all. Come on, boy. You're gonna give me a challenge this time around.
Or you could just use a vulnerary.
Bonk. Ouch. I like that Ike seems to like kind of halfway hold his sword like fucking Obi-Wan in the prequels.
A little bit.
Ouch. Bonk. Ugh. I've been bested. No.
Please, this is literally just pity victory for Ike. Although pretty decent level up, although he didn't get strength or defense.
Yeah, but skill speech is good.
Ike, you were great.
Father, you were holding back, weren't you?
What? Is that true?
If you could tell the difference, that means you're improving. You know, I wasn't really giving it my all earlier either.
That is such a lie.
Bah. So, Father, does that mean you finally admit that I'm ready? What, to join the company? To take on a job? Yeah, I mean, Boyd's already out there on the battlefield. I'm ready. I'm tired of being a trainee. Can't you tell how like, you know, mature I am by the whining that I'm doing? But Dad, I wanna.
Dirt.
Listen, the difference between you and me is that I'm a professional.
A professional who just got beat.
Hey, that was just random chance. Random chance, I swear.
Math.
Well, you got a point, Ike. All right, tomorrow will be your first day as a full-fledged mercenary. However, you are coming in at entry level, so you're getting like, I don't know, 2 gold a week or some shit. What? That can't be true. I saw his stats page missed. I know how his numbers are supposed to be. Stats page? Numbers? Fucking Boyd to get picked for the team before you. Yeah, right? No, really? But if I think it's too much, you're back to trainee status, so you better work hard. We operate like the NHL here. We'll bring you up for a game, and if we think you're shit, you're back down to the farm team. No problem. Watch, I'll catch up to everyone in no time. Yeah, we'll see. We better be heading back to the fort. Everyone's waiting.
Playtime 23 minutes, most of which is Willow reading tutorials.
Right? Ah, the mercenary fort.
Good morning, Ike. Today's your first day as a professional soldier, isn't it?
Yep, and I'm ready to go. What you are is late. The others were suited up and ready at the break of dawn. Sorry, I'll get up earlier from now on. So, what's my first job?
Mucking out the stables.
I am talking with Titania right now. Wait outside until we're done. Yes, sir.
Very well, Commander Grail. Shall we continue?
You were telling me about some bandits that needed taken care of, weren't you?
Correct. The request comes from a nearby village. According to our reports, the bandits aren't all that strong. I think it best I ride out and take a look. I plan on taking Oscar and Boyd along with me.
Just the brothers, huh? Go ahead and add Ike to the team. Sit on, Gatry and I can handle the other 2 jobs easy enough. Titania, I'm leaving Ike in your care. I'm trusting you to show him the ropes.
Understood, Commander. Come on, Ike. Well, let's get you set up.
Also, weren't you told to wait outside?
Right?
All right, my first job. Captain Titania. Preparations are complete and I'm ready to go.
Impeccable timing. It's nice to know we can always count on you to be at the ready, Oscar. I was reading Bio's comments
Girl,
about
that's-
how he looked more like a bandit.
Oh boy, a bandit nest extermination mission. Hopefully this one won't end up having some random person who happens to have a reality warping god being in their head. Don't worry about me. I'm ready for action.
Is that so, Boyd? Well, that's a surprise.
Not today, it isn't. As of today, I'm going to be the absolute model of perfection. I need to set a good example for Ike. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. Your first campaign at last. I know you've wanted this for a while. Are you nervous, Ike? I think I was more nervous last night. I could hardly sleep. This morning I'm feeling pretty good. Calm before the storm. You should try to relax. You're not going to be alone out there. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Everybody ready? Let's go.
Bye, Mist. Bye, Rolf.
Rolf.
Look at all the houses. Chaldea?
All right. Let me explain what's going on. Oh, good. I'm tutorial again. This is a map of Chaldea. They've hired us to drive off some bandits. We're the blue marks here. The red dots are the bandits. There aren't many of them, but we can't get careless. The one in front of the building up north is their leader. Our mission is to take him out and recapture that building.
Don't worry, Ike, you got this. Now get out there and try not to eat shit again and let all your friends die. Ike, listen up. All this stuff is old news to me, but I can give a rookie like you a few tips. First off, don't let yourself get worked up and jump out in front of everyone. You'll just end up getting hurt. Don't try to do too much, Ike. When things get dangerous, you can and should rely on us. As long as you watch how the enemy moves carefully, you'll be fine. Think of this as a training mission. Yeah, I'll do that, Oscar. Boyd, thanks for your help. Don't mention it. Just sit back and watch how a professional handles things.
Enough chit-chat, you three. We've got work to do.
Those bandits do be looking like Wreck-It Ralph, true story.
Ike, before you engage an enemy, take a good look at his weapon. The weapon you use often determines who has the upper hand in a fight. For example, the axe I'm wielding serves me well against lances, but it fares less well against swords.
And my lance is great against swords, but not against axes. And to complete the triangle... Ow! My sword! It's strong against axes, but weak against lances, right?
It's almost like we kind of already said both those things already. Yes, exactly. If you can remember that, you'll be more effective in combat.
But wait, I could swear sabers had a type advantage on lancers. That's just the basics, though. This'll come in handy soon enough, so don't forget it. Swords over axes. I won't forget. Not if I remember that I'll always have the advantage over you, Boyd. Do you think you could maybe find a different way of remembering? Yeah, thanks.
And one more thing. Don't forget to visit the locals. We're here to help after all. The villagers should welcome our presence. Should, keyword.
Visit the watch tutorial? Sure.
Sometimes you just have to take a break from the hurly-burly of warfare. So let's talk about visits now.
Hold on. That guy's wielding a lance.
As you play the game, you'll encounter maps with houses and taverns. If the door on a building is open, you can visit it, but if it's closed, you can't get in. You see how the door on this house is open? That means you can visit it. Let's try this. First, move the unit to the entrance of the building. Darn, they weren't actually showing us the unit's name. Visit appears in the command menu. Select it to visit the building. All right, then. Let's move the cursor over Visit and select it with A.
Now, what brings you to such an out-of-the-way place? Would you like some tea or maybe a biscuit? Oh, I'm sorry, you've got a battle to get back to, don't you? I'd hate to leave empty-handed, so, here, take this vulnerary with you. You got a vulnerary.
Easy, right? Oftentimes, you'll get items, information, and other goodies when you take the time to visit. So, if you see a house or a tavern, make sure to pay it a visit. Something good is waiting for you.
Remember that, kids. When you're wandering around your neighborhood, and if you see a house or a tavern, make sure to pay it a visit. The people inside will definitely be polite and give you free things.
No, only if their front door is wide open. Visiting isn't all Visiting isn't all just vulneraries, pleasant chats, and nice cups of tea.
Cups of tea?
You may encounter bandits or thieves in your travels. Unlike other enemies, they can attack and destroy homes. So don't let your guard down. You know, sometimes I question the structural integrity of buildings in this universe, that like a single axe attack to like the threshold into the house destroys the entire building. Or do they just put like a single block of TNT above all the doors?
Yeah, right.
If a house or tavern is destroyed, you can't visit it.
You got it, Ike. That's the weapon triangle in a nutshell. So if you happen to run into anyone with some kind of portable magic cannon, maybe just try to pretend they don't exist and move on. Oh, hello there, youngin'. Would you like some tea? A biscuit? This woe for weak, stupid babies who can't beat the map boss? What was that last one? A biscuit? Well,
but you'll be fine if you visit it before any ruffians get there. After you enter, the door will close, and the area will be secured. They remove the TNT once a friendly person's come to say hello. Remember, no house or tavern is truly safe when bandits and thieves are around. Not until you pay a visit, after which point they're completely fine.
After which point, their bloodlust for the people in that building just stops.
No, the door is just made of unbreakabilium and the TNT stick goes away. That's about it for the visit tutorial. Happy visiting!
Alright, baby's first map.
3 places to visit, assuming you get there before people murder the everything.
Okay, that's the zoom button. Could swear one of these buttons... That's a condition. Oh, we've got 5,000 G.
Nice of the game to give us money.
You're actually gonna make me do this the long way, aren't you?
And remember, all taverns and houses are perfectly safe after you visit them. Unless the tavern decides to barf out like 5 enemies in a turn after that anyways. In which case, well, good luck.
Okay, so. Axe. Sword over there. I
Zed.
can't get far enough to do anything.
Zed says, killing a group of bandits, the traditional first map of Fire Emblem games.
True story. Alright, so quick look at Titania. Titania is a class change paladin. So she's tier 2 already. Now, for anyone familiar with Fire Emblem, like, you know, archetypes, you might be looking at that and going, oh, so Titania is the Jagan and not very good. And I could see where you would get that from. However, Titania's growth rates are actually insanely good.
I was about to say, as I recall, isn't Titania one of the stronger units in the game?
she's you know, at least on par, right? Like, she's wicked overpowered at this point, but her growth rates actually do allow her to keep up. She also has counter, so if somebody hits her, she kind of deals some damage back to them. She also has a horse. And she has proficiency in lances and axes.
Remind me, is not Boyd, the other one with us, Oscar, is he also a pre-promote?
Nope, he's a lance knight. He's not yet a lance pal. So he is only proficient in lances.
So Titania should be our visit friend so that
Correct.
the Lobies can... I just couldn't remember if he was pre-promote or not, too.
Beork really makes it sound like this kind of alien orc creature. Don't worry about it.
You'll hear that term a lot in this game and the next one we play.
Ah, and now Boyd oh god. Yeah, Boyd has Tempest, which makes Biorhythm like a million times worse.
So it's Bjork, Laguz, and Branded, correct?
Branded is like never actually seen on like a
On
unit
the
type.
thing. It's just a thing that people are.
Alright, Ike. Yeah, you go over there and plug up that gap. Yeah, we don't have like 5 iron swords because I didn't skip the tutorial. What? Oh, right. I forgot. You can actually attack. You can't move through the fences, but you can attack through the fences. What do you guys have as far as like fire and earth? Aha! Oscar, go. Whoop. Okay.
Let's talk about mounted units now.
Bag Knights. Bag Knights, Bag Knights, Bag Knight. My favorite unit. Boyd has Tempest, which lets him do a big dumb spin dash slash over the top of his target when he feels like it. Because Boyd seems like the type to do something as so impractical as that. Yeah, every branded is Beork, yes.
The mounted units ride on horses, Pegasi, and wyverns. Besides having superior mobility, mounted units can also move twice in a single turn. Let me briefly explain this using the mounted unit on the left. First, move the allied unit next to the enemy unit. Let's attack the enemy.
Oh, it said out. Ally!
Ally
with a
Lance.
You got a horse.
Good job, Ally Lance. This is where a unit normally stops moving. But see the unit's movement range? Oh yeah, this unit can hide in the bushes. That's right. This unit can use the rest of his movement even after you've given him a command. This second move is a unique feature of mounted units. Let's move again and select wait.
Also, at least one Laguz is classified as Beork because they're made Brandon.
Alright, that's enough about moving your units. Now, it's time for me to get moving.
Mounted units come in 3 varieties. Horse, flying horse, not dragon horse, and dragon horse. What's that sword guy doing here then? Oh, he can just fly, so we let him attend the same classes.
This ends the mounted unit tutorial. Using your second move, you can bolt from an enemy after attacking it. What this means is that you can do a hit and run attack. Very handy, huh?
Yes, extremely handy. That said, how much move do you actually have, Oscar? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aha! Hey, Oscar, go be a lance pal, and stab this guy for me.
Even though, you know, we're immediately working against the weapon triangle.
No, it's fine. I just want him softened up for Ike. So 82 chance to hit. Hit us for 5. Yeah, that's fine. Poke. Ouch. Poke. Titania! You're with the mercenaries, right? Thank you for coming. We've heard a lot about you. Here, take this weapon. It's very powerful, especially against living targets. We're farmers, not fighters. Maybe you'll get some use from it. It's a steel sword.
Can Boyd get to the other axe, bro?
I wouldn't want him to. Trying to feed Ike the kills on these guys. Oh, you're not gonna let me de-equip Titania's weapon though? Okay. I would have thrown her in there just to draw some fire.
Well,
except...
my thought being if you let Boyd go over to the other guy, he can at least soften him up when the guy attacks Boyd on his turn.
Yeah, but I don't want him attacking into Boyd. I don't mind Boyd attacking into him, but I want to be able to control who's attacking where. What's going on out there? Is that some sort of army? Bunch of mercenaries looking for the next meal. The villagers must have hired him. Listen up, lads. Hurt him and hurt him bad. We let this bunch live and we'll have hordes of iron swords hounding us the rest of our days. It's those fool villagers. They think they can buy a bunch of sellswords to chase us away. Ain't gonna work out how they wanted. All they get for their trouble is a bunch of ruined houses. Tear them down, boys. That'll teach them. There is nothing you can do about that. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's not a pleasant sound.
Okay, no, it's fine. It did throw an error, but, like, it's fine. Everything's good.
We just have to make sure we immediately save.
Aha, you suck. And you're dead. So there. Da-na-na-na. Level up. Alright, skill, speed, defense, HP. Love it.
Man, it sure was nice of them not to destroy that house they easily could have.
Well, this guy can't. It's only these guys. Yeah. Attack speed of 7 versus an attack speed of 0. Yeah, we're definitely doubling. Ouch. Yeah, you need an axe to cut through wooden support beams. Exactly.
Here, take this sword. We're farmers, so we don't know how to use it. Why do you have a sword then? Home shopping network. Okay, you decided to go for Titania. I knew that was a possibility.
But
Chink.
you can't do anything to her, so joke's on you. Anyway, Titania, can I have you be a deer and go visit that house?
Oh, sorry. Since those bandits took over, we can't even sleep at night. Please, help save our village. Here, my mother left me this. I hope it serves you well.
Oh, sweet. Time to hold on to that for most of the game. And not, like, actually make use of it.
Unfortunately for that bandit, Titania's horse is actually swole as fuck.
Yeah, it is, it's an unfortunate thing, you know? Oh, is Boyd fast enough to double?
Maybe?
Bonk! No,
No.
it is an attack speed difference of 4. Okay. That's what I thought. Oscar! Come be a Lance pal. Oh, Oscar also can't double this man.
He'll be fine.
Ouch. My work here's done. This house is totaled. Time to move on to bigger things. Now I smash me some mercs.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is fine. Oh wow, you actually did damage.
A whole 2 points of it.
Cut you. Okay, cut you back. Bonk. Excuse me, Mr. Swordboy. Goodbye. One, two, three, four. Okay.
Bonk.
Goodbye. You've been deleted. Feels weird seeing them politely crouch down like that as if they were stabbing to death in a stage or stabbed to death in a stage play. Yeah, you know. As you do.
It's only polite, Bio.
True story. Alright, everybody turtle up. Actually, no, Titania, stay there. You draw ire from all of them. I don't care if you get hit. You're fine. Now you're gonna go for Boyd, are you? Ouch. Fuck you. That one, however, definitely has a murder on for Titania, and you suck. Hey, you see how I go into the unit list and it doesn't fucking resort every damn turn? So nice. Anyway, Boyd, you've got the low level. Do you have, like, any chance in hell of killing this guy? Technically, yes.
I mean, I do like that hit chance.
It is nice, right? He can't double us, which is cool. And if you manage to screw this up, Oscar can just take the kill himself. Yep, that's fine.
Boyd, you are a disappointment.
He is.
Let's let your presumably older, cooler brother handle it.
Actually, do this. Poke. What?
What?
Really? Really, Oscar?
You had a 6% chance of that happening, Oscar. Which I almost pointed out because I was very tempted to say, hey, wouldn't it be funny if...
Ike. Fuck you. Boyd, you missed when you had the nice number. You're never allowed to call out Ike for eating shit again. Strength? No.
Very nice.
Excellent. Also Iron Sword. Ah, you're gonna go for Boyd, are you? Versus 2. If he hits, he kills. If he doesn't hit, he dies.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, but probably not our best play.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those odds. Especially when Ike can probably just delete this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he can.
2 uses of the Iron Sword. Or... That's also an Iron Sword. Or swing the Steel Sword at him once. Steel Sword it is. Bye!
Thank you, random civilian that gave us this sword.
Well, Titania, technically.
Oh. Same difference.
Now, fortunately for us, Zoana here doesn't actually move. He just sits there. Which means I can do cool things like park Oscar right here to give Ike good bonuses. And I guess I'll park... Oops. Guess I'll park Titania there. And we'll park Boyd here. Alright, so... 14... on 7, so you hit for 7.
Which means we want a vulnerary.
Oh, hold on. So, weight of 12, strength of 6. So, that gives us an attack... what it should be an effective attack speed of 4. And you have a weight of 10, -4, speed of 2. Effective. Which means we definitely double with the iron sword. Hey, you're nothing but a boy. Well, every brat needs a beating now and then. You ready for it? Yeah, not today. If you want to run away, now's your chance. Imagine that. You sassing me? Don't that beat all. Like I beat your face. Attack speed of 9 versus attack speed of 2. Yeah, boy, it's a huge difference wielding that steel sword, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
I do wish I could remember whether it was a difference of 2 or 4 attack speed, though. Because if it's 2, we would double with the... Actually, I can check that. I like detailed window better because it gives me a better idea of what's actually going on. Okay, that's double. Okay, so it is a difference of 4. Excellent. Attack speed difference of 4. I went past it. You got a less than 50% chance to hit us. You have no crit chance. You can't defeat Ike, Bandit Boss 1. He got some helpful hints from a time traveler about how to not eat shit. He's standing on a healing tile!
Yeah, but this game isn't as exploitable in mechanics.
I'm meant for better than this. I don't want to die here.
Well, you did.
Thank you for the level up. Strength, speed, defense, or luck, res. Alright.
We could have done without the res, but
No,
it's nice to have.
res is good. Watch the Victory Seas tutorial? Yes.
Okay. Oh, you said seize, not sneeze. My mistake. In certain battles, you'll have to have Ike capture or seize key map points in order to clear the map. Generally, though, an enemy leader, also called a boss, will be guarding the seize point. So, you need to defeat the boss before seizing that location. Even though Ike is the only one able to use the seize command, you can defeat the boss with other characters. Let's try this out.
Oh, it's another ally with a lance, but this one's on a peg.
It's Female Lance.
Female lance.
Female Lance. The boss is defeated. I'll move Ike to seize the point next. Seize appears in the command menu. When you select this and press A, you'll be asked if you really want to seize. Select yes to seize the point and clear the battle map. And that's how it goes. And now you've cleared this map. Let's move on to the next map. Your battle objective appears under the terrain information window in the map's upper left corner. When you advance to a new map, check it to see what you need to do to clear the map. And that wraps up the Seas tutorial.
Yeah, you can't seize with non-Ike.
I kind of like the canon that Ike hides in a bush and basically keeps telling Titania to go take the Seas point. That's the end of it. Ike, are you all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You know, you surprised me. To think you've come so far.
Oh, look at my father, though. I still got a long way to go.
There's nothing you can do about that. After all, Commander Grail is...
Like Geralt before Geralt was Geralt. Huh? What about my father?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing? Oh, come on. Now I'm really curious.
Don't worry, you'll learn all about it someday.
No.
Because what could possibly go wrong?
No, but I don't want us in the big chair. It's covered in that bandit sweat. It smells gross. You're right. That tutorial room did feel like the silver weapon apocalypse zone Lynn got stuck in. Good God. Hey, Ike, that wasn't bad for your first battle. Not as flashy as my first time, though. Yes, you were a real standout.
In that you did pretty much everything.
I'll never forget the sight of you so keyed up you broke your own axe. Oscar, dang it! You didn't have to bring that up. Anyway, Ike, congrats on finishing your first mission. Welcome to the group.
Everyone's all right? Then let's get going. I'm sure Mist has a nice, hot meal waiting for us.
Your speedruns for this game do that entire chapter with just Ike.
I'm sure.
Although, speedruns for this game are an Ike solo until you get Marcia, and then they become a Marcia solo. I'm not kidding. That's legit a thing. Oh, Reese. Oh, Titania, so this is where you've been, is it?
Reese, are you sure you're well enough to be up?
Oh yeah, my fever's completely gone.
Are you sure? You still look a little unsteady on your feet, if you ask me.
Well, I've been in bed for almost a week. I doubt anyone would be in top form, even you, my friend.
I certainly hope that's all it is. In any case, until you're back at full speed, you won't be doing any work. We're mercenaries, after all, and...
Even the smallest lapse invites death, right? I know. My apologies to the rest of the team, then. It looks like I'll be recuperating for a while longer.
Well, it's for the best. Take your time and get fully rested and restored.
Okay, now, Titania's horse also deserves some credit for catching those axes with his teeth.
You're our sole staff wielder, Reese. At least until Mist gets the hang of it. The harder our work, the more we depend on you to be at our sides.
Oh, thank you for your kind words.
By the way, that paper you've been carrying around, is it a letter? I intended to go into town this afternoon. I can deliver it for you if you'd like.
Oh, no, this letter's for you, Titania.
For me?
Not more than a little while ago, I went out for a walk around the yard, and a man I've never seen before came up to me and said, "Give this to the red-tressed knight."
How curious. I wonder what it is.
I imagine it's a thank you letter from the people of Chaldea or something to that effect.
Oh no! How dare they!
Titania, what's the matter? What did the letter say?
Reese, take this letter to Oscar and tell him to prepare for combat and wait for me. I have to go out for a moment.
But Titania...
I'll be right back. I'm counting on you.
What on earth could that letter have said? Everyone, come quickly. Oh, hey Reese, so how you feeling? What is it? Why are you so agitated? Something happened? It's Mist and Rolf. They've been taken by bandits. What? What are you talking about? The two of them went out early this morning to gather wildflowers. Sure, they're not back yet, but... Earlier, by the gate, a man asked me to deliver a letter to Titania. It was from a group of bandits, kidnappers. What are we gonna do? Let me see it. Oh, if only I'd known. He didn't seem like a bad person. I get it. They're after revenge. They want retribution for the other day at that village. Chaldea, was it? Taking children as hostages. What cowards. Oh, blast. Wait, Ike, nobody says blast anymore. And where do you think you're going? I'm going to get Mist. But no, Titania, she said she'd be right back. You're supposed to get ready and wait for her. And do you honestly think we've got time to wait? I'm going. What do you think you're gonna do on your own, rookie? Hold it, I'm going to. Stop, both of you. I'm going with you. Oh, come on. Wait, this is crazy. Do you think you can just ignore the deputy commander's orders?
Bio says you're our only staff user, Reese. So it's our duty to make sure you don't end up wandering too close to the enemy forces like some kind of showboating blonde jackass and end up drawing all their aggro.
The road forks here. Well, which way do we go? Dude, how am I supposed to know? Wait, hold it. Are you saying you don't know where we're going? Unbelievable. You better learn to think before you act, you moron. Oh, shut up, Boyd. You think you'd make me? Come on! Both of you, this is no time to be fighting. I figured we'd find you like this. What are you two doing? So you're coming after all? It's not like you two chambermaids to be disobeying orders. What's the world coming to? Oscar, you know this road, don't you? Which way do we go? You're going to the bandit stronghold? It's the left fork. Got it. Hey, I'm still talking here. Let me finish what I... Come on, Oscar. Let's go. I guess we have no choice. Hey! Hey, you're not leaving me behind!
I'm pretty sure they just did.
Oh, it's Ika now. So you came, did you, boys? This is just you, then? Came alone? You seriously underestimate what we're capable of doing to you. Now, where's that snobby red-haired wench you ride with? Yeah, Titania's not here. It's just us. All I want to know right now is whether Mist and Rolf are safe. Oh, yeah, of course. We got them locked up safe and sound in that little shack back there. We got no problem with those brats. What we're after is a little revenge. We want that redhead and her pups, and that'd be you boys. Then hurry up and let those two go. We're here, aren't we? You got no more reason to hold them. Yeah, you're here, but Red ain't. We'll just keep the brats until she arrives. Oh, dang it. Oh, man.
Sniper, no swiping.
Sniper?
Swiper.
Sniper.
Sorry, my brain's on the sniper drama.
Yeah, Costas does look weird in this game. Oh, Boyd, remember that time like a day ago when I knocked you flat on your ass when you were fighting at full strength? He absolutely could shut you up if he wanted to. You're so impatient, I guess we can start by killing you whelps. Y'all ready to die? Hey, come on out. It's time to play, lads. There are so many. But we must not lose. Reese, move to the rear. If anyone gets injured, we'll need you on hand with your staff. Yeah, understood. Take 'em, lads! Without the red-haired knight, they're no match for us. Now, what did you say, dirtbag? We'll make you regret those words. Watch the route tutorial.
I'll explain the route victory condition. A route means that you defeat every enemy on the map. You could always count the enemies, but that's kind of boring. It's easier to press start and view the map. Let's check it out. Look at the left window. Do you see how the number of ally and enemy units is displayed? You have 3 ally units. And there are 4 enemy units. If you reduce the enemy units to 0, you'll meet the route condition. But look, more enemies showed up. On some maps, the enemy may send in reinforcements, like this. Let's look at the map again and check how many enemy units there are now. 6. We had 4 enemies earlier, but the reinforcements brought in 2 more. Can you add 4 and 2? Now there are 6 enemies. Boo! Reinforcements aren't a problem if you eliminate the original enemies before they arrive.
Anna, I'm just going to stop you there before you go off on whatever paragraph long tangent you're about to go on and point out. You could just say route means kill the number and kill the number until number hits 0.
Well, that takes care of winning by route. Fun stuff, no?
Cool. You suck. You're an axe boy. Oh, I thought his hit was 0 for a second. I was like, oh man, already hitting those 0% hit chances. Oh, wow, we just killed this guy. This guy gets 1 rounded. Ah, you suck. You didn't even manage to put damage on me, loser.
I was about to say,
Yeet.
you know you want to.
Oh.
Keep your chin up, Rolf. Boys aren't supposed to cry. That is an outdated gender stereotype.
But I'm so scared. Aren't you even a bit scared, Mist?
Of course I am, but listen, we'll be fine. My brother will definitely come rescue us.
Ike specifically, not Grail. Yeah, you're right. And I'm sure my brothers will be right there with him.
I'm sure they will too. So no more crying, got it?
How Raisin his noodly little mage arms managed to actually shove somebody carefully. That's how shit Boyd is. Ouch. Smack. Ah, you're not even fast. Wow, you got doubled. Get fucking owned. I had a feeling you might try that. Ouch. Fuck you. Fuck you and die. Oh, sweet. Free vulnerary. Aw, look at that guy. Watch the staves tutorial. Yes, please.
Hey, Willow gets to explain magic, sort of. Let's talk about staves. There are many kinds of staves. Some restore HP, some heal abnormal states, and some do other things. The range of a staff depends on which one you use. In most cases, you can use one only if you move next to a unit. But there are some staves that heal allies from a distance, like this. And
It took me so long to realize that that did not say psychic staff.
yeah, I still want to read it as psychic, even though at this point I know it's physic. There are also staves that you can use against a far-off enemy. Let me show you how a staff is actually used. This is a heal staff. It's a common staff that restores HP. First, move next to an ally and choose staff from the unit menu.
Let's talk about staves. They can heal you, so don't let your mage die. But just know that if they do die, then we will begin to only ever give you staves solely to taunt you.
Next, grab a staff and pick a unit to use it on. It's just like attacking with a weapon, except kind of the exact opposite. See, his HP's been restored. Aren't you nice? As you can see, your EXP goes up after using a staff.
Some staves light areas, some staves warp units around the battlefield.
The amount of XP earned will depend on which staff you use. And while you have a 100% chance of success with healing staves, attack staves will sometimes fail.
I seriously don't remember ever getting attack staves in Talius.
There were sleep staves. If that happens, you'll earn less EXP than normal. That's all for the staves tutorial. Neat, huh? Alright, I'll be back in a minute.
A couple of burly axe boys. Ike, into the bushes! It's time to begin the time-honored tradition of hiding in the bushes like a little coward. Any stave could be a weapon stave if the mage was brave enough. Well, that's true in Radiant Dawn. I don't think that's true here, actually. There's at least one silent staff, and thieves can steal things like berserk stabs. Strength, skill, luck. Take it. Oh, hi, Titania. We'll just have to pause for a moment.
Did Tanya show up while I was going to the restroom? She sure did.
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm sure I told them to wait for me. I should have known they'd disobey orders. They have no discipline.
You rack a discipline.
As deputy commander of the ground mercenaries, I cannot allow any more of our people to be harmed.
Nobody's been harmed. I took some damage, but he's standing in this bush. He's totally fine. Oh, that's unfortunate. God, I love doing that.
Wow.
I fucking love Tellius movement. It's the best. Oh, for some reason, I think Radiant Dawn, you're allowed to actually do stuff with them after doing that. though.
Correct, you are.
That's just annoying. Well, Ike wasn't going to be able to get in their move radius anyway. I like that iron swords have this very, like, out-of-line weapon durability. Like, everything ends in nice 5s, and iron sword is like 46. Radiant Dawn is the only game where you can counterattack with staves. Yeah, I thought so. It's such an anomaly. It's so weird. Thank you, Reese. Aw, damn, I can't get to the bush.
Well, then you have to make damn sure they can't use the bush against you.
Precisely. If I can't use the
Which
bush,
no one
nobody
can.
can.
We will forever be violent.
Physics staff is the best melee staff in the game because of its high crit rate. I seem to remember what. See, I don't know. I don't know about that. I remember. I remember one of the stabs inflicting poison on Oh, actually, hold on. Yeet. I remember one of the stabs inflicting poison on hit.
The venom staff, I think, only inflicted poison at a distance, didn't it?
No, like one of them had like poison on a melee counter or something, I think. Oh, hey, free steel axe.
Discard. Why not just send a convoy?
Because we don't have a convoy yet.
Rude.
Well. Oh, but then we'll... That's unfortunate. You suck, and you're dead. I did kind of want you to hurt me, though. I need to lose health so Rolf can heal the health. Or Reese can heal the health. So are you just not going to move, Ika, now? Is that your plan? Is to just not move? Tell you what. Oscar, go stand there. Thank you. Oops. Ike, continue standing next to Oscar. Thank you. Reese, come up here.
Oh, you're not gonna do what I think you're gonna do, are you?
What do you mean?
For a second, I thought that the way you were going to get Ike into range for those guys was to have Reese shove Ike, then have Boyd shove Ike.
Oh, no. No, I want this guy to come attack Oscar. Is kind of the plan. plan is for that guy to come hit Oscar.
Tanya, to the safety of the bushes. That's not the safety of the bushes.
Yeah, Rolf kills things, Reese heals things, Ranulph kills things while being a cat. True story. Come get me, sword boy. You suck, and you've been stabbed in the face.
And as I recall, Raphael's a heron. So he's basically a dancer.
You're basically a dancer. Hey, Boyd. Come take a swing at this guy. Like, if you miss and get hit, that's fine. Alright, cool. Again, I'm totally fine with that, actually. Health. Poke. God damn it. You hate to see it. You genuinely hate to see it. Alright. Let's see if you're willing to come to us, buddy. Titania, I'm sorry. I ran off on my own without...
We'll talk about it later. For the time being, keep your mind on the battle, Ike.
Right. Yeah, come get me. Will you let the two of them go now? Yeah, sure, you can have them both, if you can beat me, that is. Now, eat this! Sir! Sir, you're being very rude. Hey, Boyd, do you want to, like, get the hell out of the way? Actually, can you, like, hit this man? You could potentially kill that guy. How much experience? Ike's like really close to a level though. But like Boyd is only level 2. But Ike's like really close to a level though.
Also, we need Reese to heal Ike before...
Yes, I know. Just getting Titania out of the way. Banjo's talking all kinds of shit for someone in stabbing range. I know, right? Oh, we have to swing twice that way, though. What if I only have to hit you once? Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right, Boyd, time to be a hero. Nah, I won't lose, not to the likes of you. You were correct. You will not lose to the likes of him. Very, very good. Protect the squishy. And turn end. Coward.
He ran to the safety of the bushes.
He ran to the safety of the healing bush. But on the bright side, that gives me another heal. Yes. Ah yes, Serenity. It makes biorhythm less shit. Sir! Listen, sir. I'ma need you to fucking die. This can't be. I don't deserve to lose to sellswords like you. God damn my life. Yeah, give me that boss experience. A healing bush? What, is he just eating berries off of it while he's waiting for you to come swing at him? As effectively. Ike over here just getting all these god tier level. Oh, hey, and a weapon. And Speedwing. Hell yeah. Alright, somehow we did it. Somehow? What do you mean somehow? We did it because we're better than them.
Boyd, calm yourself. What you did was in direct defiance of the orders I explicitly gave you. How it all turned out is another issue altogether.
Technically, Titania, you
Gave
gave orders
Reese.
to Reese to give to Oscar. You provided no orders for Ike or Boyd.
Shh, it's fine.
Deputy Commander, I take full responsibility. The failure is mine. Accept our apologies.
Oscar, Reese, what am I supposed to do with the two of you? I think I'll leave the two of you to the commander. He'll know how to handle you, I'm sure. Now let's find Mist and Rolf.
Well, according to the bandit chief, they're in that shack back.
Eek!
What? Missed!
Please, let us go. I said let us go.
Missed?
Brother, everyone, you came.
Oh, I'm scared. Rolf? Oscar? Help me! Rolf, I'm here too! Boyd? Oh no, why are you here? Hey, stop crying. You don't need to worry. We'll get you out of there. That's right. Buck up, buddy. I'll try. You! Harm either of them and I'll see you dead! Shut up. Shut your stinking trap. If you want these two alive, you'll throw your weapons down. If you don't, I'll start with the girl.
No!
Stop!
Wait!
Huh? Yeah?
I'm putting down my weapons. See?
Smart move, wench. Deputy Commander.
Oh, we're here to save them. Now all of you back off.
See, situations like these are why it's always handy to have archers around. Can't have a hostage scenario if the bandit's suddenly dead from an arrow to the skull. Okay. Ah, dang! No, this stinks. Alright, so now that you're all unarmed, which means all you can do is watch while I gut this whiny brat like a fatling pig. Dog! Damn my weakness to arrows. Oh god, I peed myself.
Rolf, can you hear me?
Yeah, you were a bit prescient there, Bio. Mist, is Rolf? Is he?
He's fine. He's just fainted and a little smelly. There's not a scratch on him.
Oh god, don't do that to me. I'm just glad to see you both alive and well. You're both so brave.
Yep, sure are. Thanks. At least I am.
Okay, so this guy's dead and vanished out of reality. Boyd, you're standing where his corpse was. Where the hell did he go? Anyway, that arrow. Who shot it? A single... no, that's unknown, thank you. A single arrow right between the eyes. Who else could make a shot like that? No B-O-D-Y, that's who. With that voice. Shinon. This dude is such a fucking boss.
I really do love him.
Although, to be fair, Path of Radiance Shinon is kind of a dickhead.
Yes. But he's so cool in Radiant Dawn.
This guy's such a fucking fire unit. It's a shame he gets outpaced by Rolf in this game. But...
Well, yeah, but literally no one holds a candle to him in Radiant Dawn.
I kind of noticed that bit of red over in the trees after I said that. I didn't expect him to be an archer. What the fuck with the giant-ass robot-looking man who came in behind him? Oh,
Welcome to why I laughed.
That's Gatry. Don't worry about Gatry. Don't you children owe me a little gratitude? I did just save your lives. Deputy Commander, Shinon, you're both so cruel. With this armor on, you know I can't run that fast. Oh, Shinon, Gatry! So that's where you went, Titania?
Of course, I knew we'd need the reinforcements. I'm just glad it wasn't a waste of time. Well done, both of you.
Especially you, Gatry. You accomplished nothing. Well, in the end, I got to feather someone, so it was worth the rush. All I did was sweat. It was hard work.
Yeah, but just think about the workout you got. Big brother!
Oh, missed. You did well, sis. You must have been frightened.
Uh-huh. I never stopped believing. I knew that you and the others would come and rescue us. I knew you'd come. So I was fine.
Really? That's an improvement on your usual sobbing and nose running.
Rude. You jerk. My nose does not run.
I won't dispute the sobbing, but I do take offense to the nose running thing.
All right, come on. Let's head for home.
Yeah, let's do it.
My goodness, what a day this has been.
Yeah, I killed like 7 people today. Actually, he killed like 4 people on this map alone. Not to mention the other map where he killed like almost everybody. Pirates aground! Chapter 3. Mercenary fort. You wanted to see me, Dad? Sit down, Ike. We haven't had a chance to talk yet. Titania told me what happened while I was gone. About the kidnappers. About my own men disobeying Titania's direct orders. Look, I was the one who left first. I'll take responsibility for everything. Hey, no fair play in the martyr. I'm here too, by the way. Nobody made me go with you. I left on my own free will. I'm ready to accept my punishment too. Wait, what am I saying? Give Ike the punishment. Please, Commander Grail. Titania entrusted me with her orders. If anyone's to blame for this mess, it's me. I'm the one who should be punished.
We're all Spartacus.
I am Spartacus. Excuse me, Commander. I set a poor example. Any punishment should be mine alone. I am Spartacus. Well, I'm pleased to see you're all willing to shield one another. However, regardless of your reasons, you disobeyed the orders of a superior officer. You are confined to quarters for 10 days. All of you. What I'm saying is we're just not going to work for the next week and a half, so thanks for that, assholes. Then again, I guess Shinon, Gatry, Titania, and I can all go out, so I guess we won't starve. The rest of you, though.
But, Father, they did what they did to help me and Rolf.
Rules exist for a reason, Mist. Men won't survive on a battlefield if they do as they wish without so much as a by your leave. I understand, and I accept the reprimand. That being said, we got more work than we can handle. Your punishment is deferred until things calm down. Okay, I'm not sure why Oscar Boyd showed up on, like, a line with nobody speaking it. That was weird. Rhys, you come with me.
Shinon, Gatry. And you, Ike, You're with me.
I assume that Grail was telling Oscar and Boyd that they were coming with him too, but like I did not advance that text box. I want to be clear about that. I did not advance that. And also it did not specify that Grail was the one saying it, so pirates. That guy's headbanging. Yar, harry, fiddle-dee-dee, being a pirate is all right with me.
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free.
Yar, har, ho, me belly's emptier than me first mate's head. Fetch me some grub. I look nothing like my portrait.
Fetch me some grub. It's a shame Grubhub hasn't been invented yet.
Oh man, Port Talma.
That's the pirate ship in question, isn't it?
Aye, they sailed into port a few days ago and have been causing trouble ever since. I pray that you and your companions can drive them away.
I understand. We'll do all that we can.
The singing pirates are later. Kind of surprised you weren't crying like a baby when you got here. Hey, I handled it perfectly okay, I'll have you know. It was that other kid with me who was crying and peeing everywhere. Oh great, a port map full of pirates. Sure haven't seen this situation go absolute shit before.
Shh, it's fine.
Feathering sea scum is just like shooting apples off a tree. Let's do the job and get out of here. Oh, Deputy Commander. You on standard thunder and lightning maneuvers here?
Is it bad that I read Thunder Thighs?
What's going on, Thunder Thighs? Thunder and lightning? Very, very frightening me, Galileo. That's right, Ike. Yep, crash into him like thunder and Shannon rains down arrows on him like lightning.
Not how lightning works, but sounds good.
And, what should I do?
Be wind, obviously. Let's hold back and let Shinon and Gatry soften them up. But once they've whittled down the numbers, we'll all rush the ship and swipe out whatever's left. Sorry, wipe out, not swipe.
We'll snipe out everything that's left.
No, I absolutely said swipe. Are you all ready? Grail mercenaries, move out.
On my way. Here we go. Ready? Yes, let's watch the preparation tutorial.
Let's make Willow read more things. Let's talk about the preparation screen now.
Uh-huh.
In this screen, you can make various troop adjustments before you fight.
How does this man manage to crash into anything in the first place when he's so huge, slow, and easily avoidable?
Look, Bio, this is our wall. You need to cheer for our wall.
Yo, look, Braum is eventually.
Yes, but let me go over each one briefly.
Besides, this is our wall. I think you have forgotten about who the true wall of the Tellius games is.
Yes, the endless murder death wall that is Stephanie.
No, Har.
I mean, yes.
Har, the untouchable god of murder.
To be fair, Nephene's also pretty indestructible. Choose units. It lets you choose which units you want to deploy on the battlefield. I did almost say destroy.
I will cheer for this man when he's demonstrated that he deserves it. He has very high standards to live up to.
Look, you'll like Har. The number here shows how many units you can deploy on each map. The number on the right is the maximum amount, while the left shows how many units are already deployed. Oh, and you don't have to deploy the maximum amount if you don't want to.
I do like that there's not enough space for Pegasus Knight, so it's just Pegasus.
Reposition lets you switch the starting positions for all your units. Mostly. First, move the cursor over the unit and press the A button. Then, move the cursor to the second unit and press A again. See how they switched positions? You can do this with any unit you want.
Nephene's less of a wall and more of a blender. Very true.
You can also move a unit to any empty blue square.
By the way, just question. Does anybody have any strong feelings towards any of the characters we've seen thus far, as far as like taking them to the end of the game? Because I kind of don't terribly strongly.
I mean, I have very strong feelings towards Shinon, but that is entirely because of my Radiant Dawn bias.
I mean, he is incredible in Radiant Dawn, but he has availability issues in this game.
Yeah. View map lets you look at the map you're about to fight on.
It couldn't just cut Pegasus down instead. That would have made too much sense. Yeah, why just call it a Peg Knight when you can call it a Pegasus can?
You can check out terrain and enemy positions on the map like so. It's pretty handy if you're trying to plan the perfect attack.
Oh God, Zed. Naming the two fucking hardest units to get going. I mean, we do need a good archer, and Rolf is kind of the best one in this game because Shinon has so many availability issues, and Rolf's growth rates are fucking god tier.
I mean,
and Mist.
to be fair, I do have a soft spot for Mist.
I like Mist. She comes in at level 1 in like chapter 10 or something. Like she comes in late at a very low level. She has a forced promote. Like I think she has a forced promotion, or at least she has a story promotion that like you can't promote her normally, which is kind of annoying. But she does get a personal weapon, which is cool. Ike is Ike, aside from him, no real attachments. Yeah, like, Mist and Rolf are probably coming, to be honest.
I mean, you do know I have a soft spot for certain lightning mage we're going to come across later.
Yeah. She's not, like, completely outclassed by Soren in this game either, so... Can she? I thought she could only be promoted with her special crown.
At any rate, choose items to exchange weapons and items among party members. Jesus Christ, the stream reading dyslexia is hereditary.
Ah, yes. Ike, ally, and ally.
Yep. When you pick a unit, you'll also see the options equip and discard. You can use those in addition to trading. Also, you can trade with any unit, even if it isn't deployed at the time. Conditions let you see the map. You'll also see stats like the number of foes and success conditions.
Sounds to me like Anna has been hitting her relaxation herb stock a bit herself.
Shh, it's
Say
fine.
Boyd as well so we can get a support with this. I don't know. You only get so many good axes.
You can view the same map by pressing start during the battle. Don't forget now. Options let you change a variety of gameplay settings. You may have fiddled with this already.
I did, thank you.
Here, you can change settings such as message speed and camera angles. During a battle, you can also view this screen from the map menu. Save lets you save game data. I'll bet you couldn't have figured that one out on your own.
Nope, not at all. What does fight do, though?
You can either write over existing game data or save to a new file entirely. Once you're ready to go, select Fight and go to the battle map. Then it's time to fight, right? Wrong. Even if you press A, the battle won't begin immediately. First, you'll be asked if you want to start the battle.
And then when you say yes, they'll ask, are you really sure? And then you'll say yes. And then,
And then
are
they'll
you
ask,
really
"Are you
sure?
really sure?"
Yes. You do know that he's Claptrap, right?
Select yes if you're ready, or no if you forgot something. You can't return to the preparation screen once the battle begins, so take time to make sure that you're ready. Well, that wraps up the preparation tutorial. That wasn't so hard, now was it? I really need to phrase some of her things as more condescending.
Yeah, we're not allowed to bring these guys. That's why they're
Read it out.
So Shinon is already promoted. He is a sniper, promoted unit. He does bow things. He does vulneraries, and he has a very interesting skill. Provoke basically just says enemies want to kill Shinon.
Yeah.
All enemies just want to murder this guy. That is their desire is to see this man dead.
Basically protect the squishy.
Except he's not, though.
No, as I recall, he's kind of a dodge tank.
Like he does get to dodge tank like crazy, and actually he becomes like hilariously defensive as well. It's really bizarre.
Either way, I think we just do setup and then save.
Oh yeah,
because
yeah, obviously. Got Gatry over here rocking 14 defense, 12 strength.
He's not a pre-promote, right?
He
He's
is
just
not,
slightly
no.
higher level.
Knight is the first tier.
Does it go to Fortress Knight in this
I think
one?
it's general.
Select no if you've forgotten something, or yes if you've
Forgotten
forgotten
something,
something
but
but
don't
don't
remember
remember until after the map begins,
begins.
so you can then blame Bio for not reminding you about it later.
Precisely. I'm glad you understand, Bio. Makes my life a lot easier. Okay, reposition. You can reposition all units, except for this one. This
Yep.
one's stuck here. Titania does need to go to that house, like, immediately. You have a sword, and you have lances, so you're gonna go deal with that
Other
guy.
places. Is that the only one we can visit?
I think so. Yes. So this is the super fun map where you can be really cheesy and just stick Gatry at the top of this plank and watch everything impale themselves on Gatry. It's really funny. But yes, we need to... Items. Ike, you have too many items. Yeah, somehow give Boyd this steel axe. I don't know how, but give it to him. Alright, that's better. Also, please put on the iron sword. Thank you. We don't have access to the convoy yet. It is a route map,
We
right?
should maybe give Ike healing items.
Nah, Ike's fine. It is a healing. Oh yeah, no, it's just defeat boss. Okay, all we have to do is kill Havetti.
Let the record show I suggested having healing
Ike,
items on Ike.
Ike does have healing items. See, he's got a speed wing. That's a
That's
healing
not a
item.
healing item.
It's a healing item. It's fine. It's because Boyd has 2 vulneraries.
Thank you.
And before I don't use it though.
No, but here's the thing. If you needed it and I hadn't pointed it out and Bio hadn't pointed it out, you'd have blamed both of us when Ike got himself killed and we had to restart the map.
No, I'd mostly just blame you. It's funnier that way. So this is also the point at which I believe... Oh no, these are all required. They tell you about the prep screen, but they don't let you turn everybody off yet. Which is frustrating, but... Does anybody have any talkie bits on here? No? Okay, sweet. Alright, well, we are gonna save up right here at a port map, titled a port map, except not. And next time, we are gonna...
I'm sorry, did that say Pirates Abound or Pirates Aground?
Aground.
Okay.
Yeah. So next time, we visit that house, we kill all these dudes. Hold on, is anybody... This is a thing that we should check. Oops, not like that. That is incorrect. Okay. Fighter, bandit, Myrmidon, fighter.
Oh, hey, one of the fighters has a hand axe.
Yeah, and we can't steal it. That sucks.
Yeah, well.
Myrmidon, bandit. You just have an iron axe, so cool. Ah, that guy gives us his hand axe, though. And that guy gives us a vulnerary. Where is Droppy Hand Axe Man? Oh, God, you're all the way up there. God damn you.
Well, you know.
Okay, so Gatry goes after that guy. Titania goes against the house. Ike goes and bonks this axe boy in the face. And draws the ire of these axe boys. And Shinon, like, chills and doesn't get in the way for now. Sounds good. All right. Till next time.
We'll catch you guys later.